let's open with a cold one.
Damn it! I don't have anything
I
to
really
open.
wish somebody had something to crack open right now.
I do,
Grab
actually.
something.
Bottles.
No,
1
the
second,
moment's
First
over.
fish.
It's gone.
It's the fucking Dexter's locker meme. I failed you.
I have
Okay.
failed you.
It's like the one time I don't have an energy drink immediately on hand.
I do love that now they've
Alright.
heard all of this.
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna grab a soda so I can delay this bit.
Yeah.
Yo, Leah's etching the bit.
I was gonna be like, man, I have to go get it from my fridge.
I mean, if we don't know what to talk about, we can go back to talk about Fishman Island.
Fish.
Hi everyone, how we doing? Analyst Grim here, ready to talk about literally anything else on the planet.
This is the first time this-
You know what would have made that joke just slightly funnier? Just slightly funnier, Zan.
If it was told by someone else.
I would no. Well,
Ooh,
no.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Nice. I was gonna say we just skipped to the bit where, well, hi, you've already found me here at Burnout Bod's channel.
Oh, if I just stole another boner's work? Absolutely not. Not even for a bit. We bones stick together.
You-
Not very well, but we do.
Born to be wild.
I think that requires tissue and ligaments.
Nah, dap me up, Vaughn.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, why did that sound? That sounded way too meaty. It definitely needed to sound more like.
Wait, I can get some celery. Do we need some Foley?
Oh, I got a carrot. Does that count?
Yeah, that counts.
I broke the carrot and I lost the other half. Give me a second.
No!
Well, while Leah's going and finding the carrot, let's go and start this thing by going around the horn. Who wants to start?
I love Bit City. I'll go first. Hi, it's me, Xanalis Grimm, going first. I am in too much this week. You can find me ending my train of pain over this Wednesday at twitch.tv The Unexpectables at 6 p.m. PST, where I'm going to be running my normal Saturday show on a Wednesday for a 40k show called Fool's Guilt. Monty's going to be out of town, so the normal show run that's usually there is not going to be there this week, so I got asked to sub in. So if you want to see what cool 40k stuff I got planned, come on over. It's a great time to get into the show. Aside from that, after that, I am going to throw myself into a field and relax for as long as possible, being gone for the rest of July and into August the best I can to relax. So
Smart.
if you want to see what I'm up to, when I'm up to it, if I decide to get back to work, which I probably will during that time, you check my Blue Sky at Soundscrim where I post all those things. But aside from that, I'm going to hand the Talking Skull over to Skelly, another boner.
Yo, what's up? Fellow boner Skeleton Alpha here. You can find me on Twitch, Blue Sky, and YouTube as soon as I decide to hit the VOD uploads, perhaps at or after this particular game. I'm going to be doing a lot more art fight streams this coming week, and doing more preparations for Paper Mario D&D, as we may or may not have an extra individual joining us in the near future for it. Other than that, as far as tabletop concerns go, I may have been invited to something happening in the near future, perhaps in August and September, so stay tuned. I will keep people updated as plans continue. Other than that, that's it for me. I will pass it over to Kaz.
Hi, I'm Kaz. You can mostly find me on my art account, Sarcastic Vision, because I am also deep in the art fight trenches. I don't stream, but I work on stuff and I post about it a lot. Or you can find me at my main accounts as I can't speak today, this is gonna be fun. Catastrophe Cos, where I do cosplay stuff sometimes until it inevitably knocks me out, because it keeps happening, but that's fine. That's me. I'm going to hand our Talking Skull over to Leah.
I found the carrot.
Yes. Fantastic.
Hi everyone, I'm Amusing Thalia, also known as Leah. You can find me at my channel doing various things, like games on Monday with friends, and TTRPGs here and on my channel, and on other channels hopefully in the future, as well as the Paper Mario thing on Tuesdays. If you like being gay, if you like TTRPGs, and if you like hanging out with cool people, you can find that there. But otherwise, I'm gonna roll ye oldie talking skull to the one, the only. Saris, have you gone?
I have not.
I thought so. To our gracious host and GM, or not host, sorry, Vaughn, but our gracious
My stream
GM
My
and
stream now.
host of the game, not necessarily the stream, Saris.
My stream now.
Sorry,
Hello.
Vaughn, I gave it. It wasn't mine to give, but I still gave it away.
Fine.
The contract.
Hello, you can find me all over the internet at TixTixel, where I will not be here until the 23rd.
Rip.
I will be in a totally different time zone. I will be later than my Pacific time friends.
Oh, that'll be
By
weird
3
for a
hours.
minute.
You will be in the future by 3 hours. It's gonna be weird. But yeah, nothing from me. I will have limited access to internet, and I will have limited access to a lot of different things because I will simply not be here. I will be in a different part of the country. I will be in a different part of the world for 10 days. But when I am back, as far as I am aware, we should be full steam ahead. I am not gonna lie. I believe the next time you all will see me will be the next time we have a session of this lovely campaign. In 2 weeks' time. In the meantime, though, you should support and check out every single person in this call because they're great. They're my friends, and I love them dearly, and they deserve your support. And that is all from me. Vaughn, you can have your stream back.
Thank you. No. Usually you redecorate when you do this, but, you know, I'll get by. But
Listen,
hi, you've already found me.
Sorry. No,
Go ahead.
Go.
All right.
Go. Bit's gone.
Vaughn, some people don't have bone etiquette. You just gotta accept it.
Saris hit you with
Fair,
the listen
fair.
here, you little shit.
Zero bone knowledge.
Bone game, none. Whack.
Yeah.
But yeah, hi, you've already found me here at twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn. You can find me on Blue Sky and YouTube at BurnoutVaughn, over on Patreon at Burnout's Bar, where this week, we've got a fair amount going on. We've got on Tuesday some more Paper Mario, where a friend may have enabled me, so some things might be happening, some plans might be in motion, and some hijinks may ensue, you know? I'm just, a guy with a criminal record in this game. So, things will happen. But following that, on next day would be Saturday for that week. Actually, no, Thursday. Gotta get used to having Thursdays now. Me and the Trinket Witch will be continuing our playthrough of Persona 4 Golden, where, oh boy, if this is what therapy looks like in this world, it's gonna be a time. It's definitely gonna be a time. Though, ironically, Yosuke has gotten over the death of, his senpai within an hour, so I guess it's working. But then if that's not enough for you, because we will not have another level or extra, we will be doubling up on Skeleton Crew on Saturday. So please, check us out. And then for Sunday, we should be returning to Threadbare Suits, where, we've just got a megalomaniacal villain that we just created that may or may not just start kingmakering us. So I'm sure it's going to be fine, totally fine. But with that all out of the way, it's time for us to play some music so we can get into our session proper.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Hi, Vaughn.
Hi.
We're talking
Sorry,
about
I did it.
Minotaurs and Hades and
Yeah, I gotta calm down for a second.
Oh, okay. People
a
being
breather.
completely normal about Hades. I get you.
and Minotaurs.
And Minotaurs.
Yeah, right.
I mean, the Minotaurs are
Minotaurs from
implied with
Hades.
Hades.
Wow. Not speaking of Minotaurs, who would like to recap what happened last session?
Nose goes.
I know I did it last time, but I never mind going if that's helpful for folks.
I can give it a shot. Sure, remember everything.
Go ahead. Yeah. Go. I don't like doing it twice in a row if I can help it.
All right, so we return to the ship after a busy day in town of, saving a marriage by turning a man back from being a bird into a man. And immediately started, subdividing on the ship. Two mixed results, Branson might have done some good at cards with Sasha. Razvan may have taken some time to, spend some time meditating with his sword, while a good rest of the chunk of the crew were given a in-depth and thorough alchemy examination and demonstration, and then theorized wildly about the involvement of the cult in what's so far been happening in Kartakas. Then, following that, Ophesia went to check on Razvan, and they had a lot of good meaning in what they did before they summoned some things onto our ship. They were cat-shaped. That's all I can say. But following that, Branson and Clem also had a conversation about the nature of being part of races that don't exist in nature in their respective worlds. And that led to some interesting dichotomies in view. And then we went on to the Watch, where, oh boy, Razvan took a good chunk of it, only to have something commune with him on the deck of the ship. It could best be described as a void, which stared at him, and rather than staring back, he took a bite out of it. So I'm sure that'll be totally fine. At which point, most of the night watches resumed just fine, and we got through the night, headed back into town. We were able to commission the blacksmith, who I refuse to learn the name of because Branson doesn't know the name. But, we got to have him commission us for some under-the-table work to possibly, get Razvan some more fulfilled armor, possibly some full plate. But then following that, we decided to steel ourselves, and after, I want to say, 2 months in Kartakas, finally head to the Old Kartakan Inn and possibly meet with the man himself, one Harkin Lukas.
Two things. Number one, Vaughn, do you have a die of inspiration?
I do.
And then I would like to offer this.
Okay.
Your choice. Would you rather have a +2 on persuasion or a +2 on intimidation?
Oh, if this was any other time, I would take that intimidation. You know what? No. Branson should not be the one actually doing any of the persuading. Yeah, I'll take that on intimidation. Thank you.
Okay. For the rest of this session, and only this session, you get a +2 to all intimidation checks, regardless of who they are on.
Ooh.
Even yourself.
Oh! Actually, I already have a +10 on that. I have anxiety.
Damn.
Mood.
That's said. The second thing, I would like to highlight a very specific thing that happened last session, because it is what leads us into this session. And that is, upon describing the entrance to the Old Kartakan Inn, the entire party went, oh shit. So I ask, as we open up to my party, a slightly introverted question, a slightly reflective question, as the party itself is approaching the Kartakan Inn, and I'm going to start in an order of which I have already picked. And I'm going to ask you all the same question. What is immediately on your character's mind upon approaching the Old Kartakan Inn? And I'm actually going to start with Razvan, as you, if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, we're taking the lead.
You, sure you want me to start first?
Hmm?
You want me to start first?
Yes, I would love
Okay.
that.
Razvan, moving into the Old Kartakan Inn once allowed to move in, will simply take a breath, unsheathe a rather pointed grin, and looking inside, are there any individuals, any patrons of the bar?
So I'm gonna pause real quick. Is the mindset of Razvan just like laser focused, heading in and going?
Yes.
Okay. To answer your question, I will describe first the room, and then I will reveal the map.
Oh, goody.
The entryway is actually rather nice, though it does not bear the same amount of wealth that you have seen at the rest of Upper Scald. On the other end of the bridge that you crossed to get here is a cobblestone road that leads up to what appears to be almost like a dome-like shaped room. You understand very quickly that this is the front entrance. And the thing that kind of tips you off that this is the front entrance is the very, very ornate stonework that is the step up, and also kind of the statuesque that statuesque they're not like gargoyles. They're little creatures that are poised at both sides. The door itself, again, very elegant but very, very chic wood. When you enter, and I do ask a little bit of theater of the mind here, as it is midday, yet the map that I have is depicted at night. The first room of which you enter, and I'm going to go ahead and position the rest of the party outside real quick. It is almost like the best way I could describe it is almost like a coat closet. It is a octagonal shape, with a bunch of different racks where you can see various accoutrements and plethora of different types of jackets, coats, robes, cloaks, things of every sort of nature, all kind of hung about. And you do see a very thin but still gorgeous rug on the cobblestone entryway. And of course, there is a set of double doors to the north. Now, before you say anything, and I do want to pass this off to you to finish your thought, I am going to bring us to the map. Because I believe that will help you in understanding where you are at.
What a thin and beautiful rug.
This is what you enter to. You do not see signs of anybody in here, but you can hear noise. You can hear talking, chatter, even a little bit of music coming from the other side of the other double doors.
Well, I, as Zan, do appreciate a good foyer. In this instance, Razvan does not care. He's gonna move.
And I am, for the sake of things, just going to pause you there as I then move to Lena. What is the first thing on your mind as you approach the Old Kartakan Inn?
There's a lot of things that will probably find answers within these walls. There's some trepidation and fear, but there's something in her that pushes her forward. She's got to find things out one way or the other.
And do you follow after your companion?
Yes, after a moment's hesitation outside the door, kind of looking at it, she will continue on inside as well.
Okay, you are welcome to move your token.
Okay. She'd probably wait for most. Oh, wait. Give me my token. I can't click it for some reason.
Is it not?
Give me. Let me try refreshing.
So it says that you have privileges.
It might be a Roll20 thing.
Yeah, I'm
It
refreshing.
says you have privileges.
Let me see. Yeah, I can now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Don't know what happened.
Okay,
Yeah, no
Roll20's been acting up. Don't worry.
She will move on inside the foyer and move to about here. She'll kind of like look back toward the door for everybody else.
Okay. Next will be Branson. What is the first thing that he's thinking of as the party approaches the Old Kartakan Inn?
Branson is thinking about two things. One is more of a collection of things. It's all of the weird connections. He's kind of conspiracy board in his head of what people have said whenever Harkin Lucas's name has come up, whether it be the Shallow Mim, Juji, or the old journal. But the other thing that's surprisingly on his mind after all this time, especially like after seeing a bunch of the like signs throughout Upper Scald, is he's also thinking about that first village they got to and what happened there.
Do you follow your compatriots in?
Yeah, he will definitely follow him in and stick close to Lena after everything that happened last session, like near the end.
Sure. Clem, same question. What is the first thing on Clem's mind?
I think the first thing that is on Clem's mind is I think it's split. I do think there's the reason why I was hesitating is because there's like two things that are sticking out to me, and I think it's oscillating between these two things, especially because I can't decide on one. So I think it's like one and then the other, and it's kind of back and forth. And the first one is just general concern for the other companions, the sort of demeanor that people have had, the tension in the town, worry about what this could lead to. They don't have a lot of worry about Harkin Lukas specifically because of what information I have on Harkin Lukas, but they are concerned mostly by what Lena said about Harkin Lukas. So there's this like just I think ambient concern, and then their mind can't help but continually flashing back to the Dargocht Keep and where we must go next.
That makes sense. What is the first thing you would like to do?
I think that I just kind of do like a little bit of like a half bow and gesture forward, intending to take the sort of rear guard position after our captain.
Okay. Last but certainly not least, Ephestiel, what is the first thing on your mind as you approach the Old Kartakan Inn?
Ophestial will come in maybe a bit apprehensively, but not necessarily for his own sake, because he doesn't really have a whole lot of information on Harkin Lukas, aside from what everyone else has spoken of, and his eyes fall immediately to Razvan. And he will follow kind of side by side with him as much as he can. Trying to more or less suss out what his intentions are here.
Sure.
Razvan's?
Yeah,
He looks like he's about to act up.
I figured.
as you move into the inn proper, you are met with first noise. Again, people chatting, you hear the sounds of music. But then in terms of what you physically see, what you are aware of, you see a foyer proper of sorts, an entryway with a what appears to be a taxidermied moose head hung upon the wall, a couple of chairs and actually like proper couches entering the greeting you in this way. You see to your right immediately are stairs heading upwards, and to your left an entryway. To the north, and I will reveal even just a little bit more as you see light, though again it is daytime. You do see additional light coming from down the hallway, and furthermore, you see, and this is about where your vision ends, a hallway illuminated and a stairwell.
So you're telling me this inn has a mudroom and a foyer?
Yeah.
The decadence.
Yeah.
Rosman's gonna step in.
Yeah, absolutely. There is
And
no
then-
one to greet you at the door.
You said the noise. Well, it's during the day. I suppose that makes sense.
Mhm.
The noise is coming from this direction.
That's the funny thing. You hear noise coming from both here and from here.
Lucky left. Rosman's gonna go left.
Okay. It is at this point, again, I will pause you and I will ask what the rest of the party is doing, but I will reveal the room that is opened up to. As you see empty chairs at empty tables, though a duo in the back does sit. This does not seem to be exactly where the noise is, although the conversation between the two of them, is notable. I am struggling to get this to cooperate. Okay. There and there. You do notice as well there is not so much an entryway, but this is where line of sight starts to end. There is an opening to further move into this room over here. There's not even like a door necessarily. And you also get the sense that this barrier over here is actually not, and this one over here, it's not a wall. These are fences, like balconies. And you do see, sorry?
Sorry. Does Rosvan see like down in this area?
Yeah, so the reason why this is kind of blocked off is there's a wall there. You do see an entryway though, where there are a couple of where there's a couple of doors down here.
Fair enough.
And then up towards the top, you see what looks to be an entryway there and a solid wall up here as well.
Andrea, you said you wanted to go to other people before Rosvan?
Yep. Rosvan seems to be heading straight to the left. If we want to continue to move in the same order, we can do that. Otherwise, we are not in initiative.
Everyone good?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Then, again, you all kind of see Rosvan heading towards the left. Lena, you are alerted by Vern, who I like to imagine has come up with like some sort of like a code to be able to tell you, like over time, kind of a signal of like maybe like a left claw clenches and that means left, or a right claw clenches and that means right. Sort of, yeah.
Ratatouille me.
Kind of low key, yeah. So what would you like Lena to do? Where would you like to go?
Lena will head inside, just walking quietly past everyone. She ponders before she leaves the foyer whether or not she should leave her halberd there out of politeness. But will opt to keep it on her. And kind of head inside into the foyer, a little bit behind Rosvan. Just kind of maintaining in the center of the hall. Well, he's like slowly scanning the environment, like trying to take in a little bit of what this place is about. If there's anything like that stands out on the walls or something like that.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen a taxidermied moose before, Lena.
You know what? That is a good point. She probably turn around and be like,
Does Lena see it?
a vague moose
think-
shape.
I was gonna say you definitely see like a shape on the wall, and you see the shadows cast as a result of shape on the wall. And like the antler color definitely contrasts from the wooden walls of this establishment.
So my dad has one of these in the guest room of his home, and they're fucking huge, by the
Yeah.
way.
Oh, yeah.
Taxidermy like it's massive.
Yes.
Yep.
How well is it taxidermied?
If you want to know, genuinely speaking, very well. It
Okay.
looks very well cared for, and it looks lifelike.
Fucking decadence of this place.
Lena will just like stare at it for a little while, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know if Lena has properly seen a live moose.
I was
I
gonna
don't-
say, where are moose?
I don't think so. Like she was a woods woman, but like
yeah.
maybe they had not even encountered a moose.
I don't think she has. I don't think she has.
This was the last moose in Cartacus.
No, that is a good
They
question. I'm from
extincted
the
them.
north end of Cartacus. Are they even around up there?
They are northern. They are northern
okay,
in the
okay,
woods,
okay.
northern of Cartacus. But yeah, no, they're not. They're certainly not common around here.
Awesome. So she's just awestruck by this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving right along, then Branson.
Okay. I say Branson will, like, walk in. He's just kind of keeping his head on a swivel, hand resting not on the hilt of his axe, but on top of it, just kind of not fidgety, but slightly on edge. Until he sees the moose, at which point I don't think Branson's ever seen a moose or heard about them, so he's probably gobsmacked too.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense.
This is a fat deer.
Yeah, Clementifestial, when you open the doors, one person is beelining to the left, the other two are standing and staring in silence at this moose.
Have none of you ever seen a moose before?
A
Lane,
what?
I don't mean that to be insulting. I just familiar with, I suppose, is the correct term. A moose. It is well, it's like a big elk, or I suppose fat deer is not wholly inaccurate, though it does downplay the rather terrifying strength that can be wielded by these beasts?
I've seen deer. I don't know what this is, and it looks much bigger than a deer.
Significantly, I will say it like this. Anything that would hunt a deer stays away from a moose.
Actually, I have a question. Follow-up question. Would this thing almost look like what Ophestiel turned into at the cultist hideout fight?
I think we're waiting, waiting back. So we have to.
Okay.
Yeah, it's close. Cause he's an elk, so it's bigger than deer, smaller than moose.
Yeah, it would be even larger than a taxidermy moose, especially if it's with full paddles. If it's not like younger, a taxidermy moose would still be larger than what a Festial turned into.
Yeah, she would just be dumbfounded by this thing. It's like, I know some of the fellow woodsmen would hunt very large deer sometimes. I've not seen anything nearly this big.
Definitely a show of strength of some kind to place it in your entryway. Or at least of affluence.
Lena looks over at Ophestiel for a second. It's like, if you turn into the large deer-like creature, are you able to turn into this? And she points up at it.
He's been kind of looking around, definitely not used to being in places of this kind of affluent nature. And he hears you talk to him and turns around. Oh, well, no, I can't. Those are limited options, but I have seen them before. They're quite terrifying.
Hmm.
Some animals are tolerant of us people, but moose not one of them. I don't think. It's best to leave them alone. So yes, it is quite a feat of strength, and maybe a brag to put one up in one's inn so blazonly.
I see. She continues to like stare at it a little bit.
Do Clem and Festial continue to just stay there in the doorway?
I'm kind of intentionally lagging back. Like, even though we're right next to each other, Clem would kind of sort of be, like, in this position of, like, kind of half behind a Festial. Definitely in the, like, I'm sort of flanking the group. Above board a little bit to you, sirs. This is, like, Clem's definitely a little looking somewhat out of place here. And is almost looks a little nervous to be here. They don't have the best reputation in Upper Skull.
Yep. That makes sense. That makes total sense. Oh. At this point, Ephestial, is there anything you would like to do, or shall we just continue to the left?
Once he's been addressed and kind of snaps out of his awe, he's going to come up kind of between them all, particularly looking into the room, kind of seeing what Rosbon's seeing.
Yeah. Again, you're seeing pretty much the same thing. pretty much the same thing as what I described before. It is a double doors, so if you are wanting to actually like move past Rosvan, you could technically do that without any difficulty. At this point, though, Rosvan, with waited and abated breath, what would you like to do?
What does it sound like the two people are talking about? Or are they talking about anything?
Roll me a perception check.
Soft 20.
Soft 20. On a soft 20, you hear quiet murmurings of the racket, like a complaint about the racket that's outside and down the river. The woman seems to be actively complaining about how the sailors have ruined the environment, and the gentleman sort of responds to that with a quip about, you know, perhaps the rowdiness of dinner time would actually drown it out. And then she sort of retorts with, well, no, because then they'd all be here. So you're kind of hearing this back and forth about the commotion that you already recognize is over at the docks.
Do they seem to pay us as travelers any mind? Or does it seem like this place is well traveled enough that they just don't bother?
It seems so specific. I will say this specifically because it is you and Ephestial. Are you actively in the doorway, or are you just kind of lingering back?
He's kind of wedged himself between the two parties, so
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd be visible.
So
Maybe slightly.
because it is just you in their line of sight, they sort of like acknowledge you with a sense of familiarity, not the type of look of recognition like, oh, I know who you are, but rather, oh, I know what you are.
So it seems common enough that people come through here. It's not just,
Mm,
you know, if you're in a very public space and somebody walks through, you're like, okay, whatever, it's a public space. But
yes.
it's not a
You're
private
getting
space.
you're also, and I think you're wise enough to recognize this as well. You are a bard. So there is that level of recognition as well of, oh, not only are you like an adventurer or a traveler, you are a person who likely has some semblance of status.
Rosvan will continue his rather pointed grin, walking as though he's known to this place, and will attempt to move to here.
Yeah, this is where you like, as you've come closer, I would reveal it even as you were in the room. This is where you kind of get a sense of the whole space now that you are fully in it. It is massive. As a couple things immediately catch your eye. For one, there is a large banquet table of which apparently 5 different people are seated at. Towards the end of the wall, there is what appears to be a hearth. And it is, even at this time of day, it is roaring, it is alive, it is active. Crackling and popping, it fills the air. The table full of the tables, I should say, because it's not just one. I misspoke. The 3 tables, one of which, of course, is empty, but one of them seems to be farther down, seems to be the most lively, not in a ruckus sense, but they seem to be having a fantastic conversation as you hear voices just raised ever so slightly, the bubbling of laughter, the occasional, quips and snipes. And you also see what appears to be upward like you can actually see kind of like a balcony raised above the central area are some additional seating spots, where light is actively shining in as the windows seem to be open. You also see additionally two doors, one here and one here. Oh, come on. There we go.
Sorry, can you point at the doors again?
Here and here. So on the opposing sides of the hearth, right by where the stairs are.
Right. And these people sitting at the various tables, they also don't seem to pay Rosvan any mind?
Yeah, I would say they don't. In fact, I would make the argument that they're kind of so wrapped up in their own conversation, they don't even hear you. Like, they don't even hear your footsteps.
They seem to be eating and drinking.
Oh, yes.
So that means there's probably a kitchen nearby. Rosvan will eventually continue to make his move, but I don't know if you want me to pause me there and let other people catch up or not.
Yeah, I think for the sake of things, we'll at least wait until the rest of the party enters a space, whether they decide to split the party or they decide to join you.
Understood. On standby.
Yeah, because I do not mind in this space if y'all want to split up, or if y'all want to stick together. That's up to y'all. Lena, that's a big old moose.
That is a big old moose. It isn't until after a little bit noticing Razvan has beginning to cross far enough away that it's hard to detect him. She will snap to and then look at the others. It's like, well, we should probably stick together to introduce ourselves proper. And she would quickly begin to like head toward Razvan, kind of like stumbling a bit into the room and like trying to sense where the tables are as to not bump into them and make a fool of herself.
There are candles, so you do see the candlelight.
Okay. She will navigate around that. She would probably hear the other people talking, but doesn't try to pay them too much mind. As she would move up behind Razvan and like try to like cast senses into the room ahead.
Sure. Yeah, and you hear a lot. When I say you hear a lot, I don't mean specifics, but I mean there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of conversation happening. And it seems like there are two separate conversations happening that are kind of talking over each other. At this point. Branson.
Well, yeah. Now that the moose has been explained to him and, like, there's been a whole conversation about it, Branson will just kind of follow Lena. Especially realizing Rosvan's gotten this far from the group, so trying to keep people together like they were. And he'll just kind of move in and take in everything. Like, just trying to keep his head on a swivel.
Mm-hmm. Fortunately, like I said, in this room in particular, it seems like despite the noise and the chatter, it's not as busy as it could be, but it certainly is, you know, there's people here. Clem, I know that you're on the tail, but you're technically next up.
Yeah. I think I'm still kind of keeping at the back of the group to some extent. This is not me like being disengaged. This is Clem genuinely just kind of being a bit more reserved in this moment and being a bit more reactive, I think is a good term.
Sure.
So I think despite Clem not having great like perception in general, that is the thing that they're focused on right now. Is there's sort of like, well, people are like looking in the room. Clem's sort of just like eyeing down the hallway, occasionally glancing back at the entrance, looking for any windows and that kind of thing, listening to any sounds.
Absolutely. And I mean, despite it being not super busy, it is, you know, there is enough noise to recognize that there are enough patrons in here, right? May not be super busy, but it's lunchtime busy, so to speak.
As usual, this is a small. I'm keeping an eye out. This seems part of the reason I'm keeping an eye out, and this seems unlikely, considering how well kept this place is.
Mhm.
But I am looking for an animal of some kind, a spider, a rat hole,
Yeah,
a something like that.
sure thing.
I
Go
want
ahead
to
and
check in with my sources.
right. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. Actually, no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not perception. Go ahead and roll me a This will be a survival because you're looking for
Oh,
the active signs.
get ready for this one. 11.
Given where you currently are standing, it makes a lot of sense that you. I mean, it is very clean in here. You don't even see
Mm-hmm.
cobwebs.
Yeah.
So even the usual sign of maybe even like a spider is not even present here. And again, that unfortunately just where you are currently standing makes a lot of sense. But we'll carry
Makes
that
sense,
11
yeah.
over.
Yeah, we'll just I think it's just even if that wasn't successful, that is what Clem's doing for a while. It's just sort
Mhm.
of head on a swivel, eyes peeled.
Sure, absolutely. And a festial.
He will start to wander in, watching everyone else go. Um, in this room in particular, maybe I missed it. Was there some sort of like a bar counter or like anything that like a patron of the inn would be working at in this room?
So I'm really glad you asked. And this will give me an opportunity to give you just a little bit more information about where you currently are at. Right now, the big center room that you are currently in, and specifically this side of it, um, it seems to be just like the empty chairs, empty tables, the candlelight. You've got the two patrons that are having a conversation, and Festiel, since you are actively like paying attention, you recognize the two of them have like tankers, but they don't necessarily have anything else to them. You almost even get the sense, and I'm sharing this with pretty much everybody at this point. You get the sense that those two that are sitting in the middle over here have been here for a while. Um, do you see as well tables towards the back with benches, again empty, with the candlelight? And then into this area, you see three far fancier tables. They even have like table runners and engravings on the actual tabletops themselves. You see even the chairs that are not occupied, the tables are set and the dishes are, I mean, those are some good stoneware, plates and some pretty nice silverware. The fact that there's even like carpet on the ground, right? Um over up here similarly but not quite as extravagant, same up here. And these two balconies, these two bays, seem to be overlooking both the exterior and the interior as they're raised from the central area that you are in. But as far as you are aware, in terms of people, right now all you see are patrons.
Um, and I guess for now he's trying not to look too obvious about being a little bewildered about this place, but like is kind of weaving around the tables, trying to look at the people in here, seeing if he recognizes any of them or if anything that they're wearing kind of sticks out.
um I would say a festial, you specifically don't recognize anybody. But you will note that the back table over here, you have two individuals that look to be, they're wearing far more decorative garments than probably the rest of the folks at both of these tables. And they are sharing space with an individual who has a number of different books stacked around them. One is even open and in hand, and you watch as he sort of recites something off of the page. Although again, the conversation, the overwhelm of Festival, you can't necessarily make out exactly what he is saying.
He will continue kind of wandering around, but ending up behind Lena, and kind of tapping her on the shoulder, and very quietly asking, Lena, you're from here, right? Do those people back there look familiar to you? They seem different.
She would cast her senses toward the individuals pointed out the best that she can, although I'm not sure how much she could get from this distance.
You are pretty visually impaired, my friend.
They don't sound familiar immediately. I'd have to get closer to attempt anything like that.
Well, if we do, keep an eye out. I'm curious.
She would give you a kind and short nod.
How loud are the two of you being right now?
Oh, he is whispering in her ear.
Stealth checks, both of you.
Okay, can do.
Well, that's a 4.
It's that I'm whispering.
I think I'm being quiet, but I can't actually tell.
I changed my name. That's my bad.
Okay, a 4 and a 9. Okay.
Awesome.
I'm killing it.
At this point, would the 5 of you still like to continue in this sort of turn order, or would you like to open to a more fluid style of movement?
Oh, I'm cool with that if other people are.
Yeah, I can do that.
No pressure in either direction. I just get a sense for where this is going, and I wanna to make sure that the style of progression is going to best suit what is going forward. If you guys think it still continues to work best that each of you gets a turn, we can continue to move forward in this way, or if you want to be let loose, you can do that as well.
Let me say this. Are any of us planning on separating from each other?
Other than hanging back, no. I'm hanging back a little bit, but I'm not planning on leaving the group.
Yeah, I'd probably stay within the room unless something directly interacted with Branson and kind of drew him out of it. But even then, you try to get someone's attention.
Then why don't we move together? And if someone wants to separate, just let us know.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Rosvan will attempt to listen into the various conversations that are happening here. See if there's anything of note.
We'll go ahead and carry over that 20. One thing does catch your ear, and that is the conversation happening in the back between the trio takes a turn to discussing, to be blunt, you hear the 3 of them talking about bardic movement within the city, who is going where, who is performing where, and whether or not preparations for the annual Meister Singer competition, if those preparations have at all begun to start.
Does this competition seem to have a name that is thrown around?
It is. It is. It doesn't have like a
It's not like Kartakas Got Talent or something.
no, but it is referred to as the Meister Singer competition.
And it's specifically for Skald, or is it for a different location? I think we talking about.
You get the sense that it is specifically for Skald.
Understood.
You also get on a 20 that the duo that are sitting at the table next to them are kind of talking about nothing. And what I mean by that is, you know, the kinds of conversations that are like they are meaningful to the people that are sitting and having that conversation, but to you, in terms of eavesdropping, you like, this means nothing to you. They're talking about like their lives, how things are going, how's your dog, that sort of not quite small talk, but those sorts of check-ins that, again, to you as an individual, kind of do and mean nothing.
All right. Rosvan will continue to make his way to this door.
You kind of as you get to the door, actually, before you open it, you hear singing. It is a low bassy song. I don't have lyrics, but it sounds and sings like a working song. And again, keeping that 20, you hear the sounds of a knife hitting a cutting board.
Okay.
If you would like to open the door, you may do so.
He will open the door.
The door creaks open, and the first thing that catches your senses, your nose. You smell the smells of meat roasting over what you now realize as you poke your head in is an open fire. The humming for a moment stops as a big, and I do mean big, burly man stands at this countertop. Let me find my notes. Like I said, actively, clearly cutting meat. You see, he's wearing a sort of excuse me, sort of commoner's clothes, breeches, a shirt. But the thing that catches your eye immediately is that his clothing has color to it. The shirt has like a faded red, almost pink to it. You see the apron that he is wearing, though black, has bits and pieces of stained foods. Just naturally, it makes a lot of sense given where he is. You also note that he does not raise his head immediately, though you can tell he's paid attention to the fact you've opened the door. A couple additional bits that you notice. He's clearly, like, you can tell from his arms as his sleeves are rolled back. He's clearly fit. He's clearly strong. He's got a bit of a pot belly. His hair is very thick, and it's almost jagged. It almost has this sort of like spiky feel to it. He's got like the full beard, mutton chops, the whole shebang, hair tied back. And the other thing that you immediately notice appearance-wise is sort of the salt and pepper going on in his hair. But without even an insight check, again, he's attentive, he's aware that you have opened the door. And the energy that you get from this man, this is someone who He's enjoying what he's doing, but now is immediately alert to the fact that someone has entered in his space.
Well, damn. There a Mrs. Burley man? No. Razan will just close the door and like motion for his like companions who are following. Like, okay, not here. Let's go back.
As you shut the door, he goes, "I don't bite hard, you know. Do you need something?"
Are you trying to break Zan?
Yeah. There's, please. Razan will. Apology. We are looking for a drink.
A drink, eh? Oh. That I can arrange you. And you hear you hear a ding of the bell from behind the door. And that's all he says.
Razvan will then close the door
Mm-hmm.
and kind of moving back towards his companions.
So, did you go? I'm just asking the two of you. Did you both go up the stairs into the
Oh,
balcony?
sorry. He's assuming this is
So,
above upstairs, right?
yes, this area is upstairs, where that sort of wall is. That's more of like to indicate like the balcony that's looking over.
Right.
No, I just
He will-
accidentally moved a step too far.
Got it.
Yeah, he'll just move back this way.
Cool. Yeah, you have many a table to choose from. You do notice that most of the tables only have 4 chairs, but you get the sense that no one's here, no one's using them. So if you wanted to all gather around a table, you could do that. The other
Roswell-
option, sorry,
Okay. Roswell will just motion towards the benches up north.
I was about to say the same thing. So you and I are speaking the same language.
Lena would gingerly move her way over there, and after fumbling around for a seat, like moving around the backside a bit, kind of like you ever gone to go at like a sit down restaurant with like the booth, so you have to get around the backside, and it's a little awkward, like wiggling in. That's kind of her due to eyesight issue.
That's exactly what you're saying, kind of like, and I'm like, no, that's just exactly what happens. The only difference is there's no cushions.
Yeah, Saris, what's it like being unable to see?
You're right. I was gonna say the bench even squeaks a little bit as you kind of push it accidentally a little too far up against the back wall. Yeah. You might accidentally like bump the table shifts a little bit.
Saris,
Mm-hmm.
is there anyone in here I recognize? I know that I don't frequent Upper Scald, and that most of these patrons are likely from Upper Scald, and so the likelihood of me knowing them is less, but not zero.
Yeah, there's one person.
Who do I recognize?
I'm gonna ask you, do you, Leo, recognize them?
On from one of the tokens?
Yeah, from the tokens.
I gotta say, there are a couple I feel look familiar tokens, but I didn't want to like assume, you know.
And you can point. You can point if you would like.
Okay, so I might be mistaken, but the tokens that look vaguely familiar to me, 3 actually, are this one, and this one.
So 2 of those are generic people tokens that I use to indicate generic people, and one of those is definitely a person that you definitely know and recognize. You may not know them personally. You may have never met them personally, but you certainly know who that is. And if you don't know their name, I can give it to you. But if Leah knows her name, then Clem certainly knows her name.
I'm just trying to. I think the issue I'm having is just like connecting the token, but is that it's not. I know for a fact it's not Angelique.
No.
Because that they have a very specific token.
How about
But
this?
for this,
I can show you the art. Would you like to see the full-sized art? I can bring it back up because you would see an individual with what appears to be a brown leather hat and a brown trench coat.
Ah,
You see, very notably, the things that stick out are the bright red. I have forgotten the name of it, but it is the bright red, sort of tie that is along the front, and of course the red feather in her cap. It is not an ascot. That's a good guess, but it is not an
A
ascot
cravat, you
trinket.
mean?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
it's okay,
I
Trinket. I was also Ascot. That's what I
I
thought
was
too.
just literally just blanking on the name of the name of the thing. Yeah, yeah, you do recognize this individual, and if you happen to know her name, you happen to know her name.
I think Clem would know the name Minuet Jenkins.
I mean, that is the Meister Singer of Skald.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Clem would not only know the name. I think they would be familiar enough to visually recognize. After clocking that, the eye goes wide for a second. Not like very wide, but just like, oh, in recognition. Before I will actually sidle on back here and slide in next to Razvan.
Yeah.
Where I will kind of attempting to subtly lean in. On this side of the table, the red hat and cravat. Current Meister Singer of Skald.
I was unaware that Skald had a Meister Singer.
Minuet Jenkins. They are much more present up here in Upper Skald. It's unsurprising that you had not heard too much about them, being as we've spent most of our time in Lower Skald, where their presence is scantily felt.
Lena would have been picking at the halberd a second, and then suddenly looks up and says, "Who?"
Minuet Jenkins. They're the Meister Singer?
Oh,
Is it not the
okay.
purview? Is it not the purview of the Meister Singer to keep track of the stories and the conditions of all in the towns?
Purview and action are different things in some cases. I'm sure you're familiar with the constabulary.
Have you ever met a Meister Singer that actually helps people?
Where I come from, we don't have Meister Singers, so no.
I see. Well, from what I have heard as well, there seems to be a competition to check for another Meister Singer soon. Is it common everywhere on Garticus to constantly check for your leadership?
In most of the traditional townships, that is the common form of determining who should be the next Meister Singer, though the competition varies from town to town. I believe you had told me a little bit of your unique encounter in Melancholy.
Indeed. However, we've also encountered the town where the Meister Singer was either unwilling or incapable of defending their town from a doom that would travel to it. What exactly is the responsibility of a Meister Singer?
And forgive me if I get this wrong, again, I am not from a traditional township, but from my understanding, the role of a Meister Singer is to guide the people of their township, to inspire them, and to create community, like you said, maintain the stories of its people.
Well, then they're doing a poor job of it, considering most of the townsfolk think they're missing.
Or they're doing a good job at what they want.
Well, I have had about my fill of Meister Singers pretending that their jobs are important enough to ignore others. Still, it might be useful to try and get an understanding of our lay of the land, as it were. Would you all be willing to procure us some drinks and maybe some food, so it looks like we are not so out of place here?
I, ju- I sort of expectantly, I think the two of us sort of both stand up at the same time. We can go together. It'll be easier to carry the dishes with two people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think our server's showing up.
Yeah, you two stand up and immediately get the sense that you should probably sit down as a, not even gonna sugarcoat it, a gorgeous woman, about, oh, I don't know, 30s, 40s, brilliant red hair, comes up. She's wearing a, does not show it in the image, but it is a green gown with an apron. You see she has obviously a tray. There's a couple of empty mugs on it, and she kind of slides up and goes, "Wow, I don't think I've seen any of you here before. Can I get you something to drink to start us off for the night?"
How common is this kind of service?
Wenching?
But not necessarily like table service. You know what I mean? Like,
Depends on what part of Skuld you're in.
yeah. I think Clem would be not like fully caught off guard. I think they'd understand, but definitely the like standing up would not have been out of place for Clem, just because like, oh yeah, I guess that's a thing that happens at bars sometimes before they sit back down.
Is there a Mrs. Gorgeous Red? I don't know what I'm on.
That allowed.
No. Rosman is going to simply look towards his fellows. I suppose a bottle of wine for the table would be most appreciated.
What's your grade?
Well, what would you recommend?
Naturally, they do have the typical tap of Meeklebrow here as well, but if you are very insistent on a wine instead, we have a couple different options. Of course, we have Meekleberry wine. It's a newer sort of thing that we're testing out, we're trying out in our most recent match. But we also have it's I would say it's closer to like a rosé or a white wine, but it's actually made with a different type of fruit than our most popular, which of course is the Meekleberry.
Let me ask you this, I suppose. Imagine for a moment you find yourself on the eve of a great moment in your life, something truly to celebrate with those that you care about. A intimate moment. What wine would you drink?
When you say that, she's gonna slide up over here to the table, literally slide, put her tuchus on the table, lean over and go, "How intimate are we talking?"
He will casually take his glove off and put a hand kind of near their kind of knee at the table. As intimate as one can get.
She smiles. Very well. I'll get you something suited for that. Is there anything else that I can offer you, lovely gentlemen, and of course, lady? As she smiles to you, Lena, although it's difficult to see.
When she says later, Elena suddenly like snaps to. She looks she looks a little blanched, but otherwise like, yes, of course. I'll have whatever he's having. Realizing not really what's going on here.
Forgive us. My companions and I have had quite a few busying days. We wish to celebrate, but our fatigue might get the better of. Some
Well,
of us
course.
have more stamina than others.
Well, of course, that makes absolute sense. I don't recognize you. You must have come from a really long way. Of course, if rest is something you need, we are also an inn. Feel free to take a load off. Take it easy. Stay here as long as you like. Is there anything else I can get started for y'all while you take a load off?
Oswald will look towards Ophestio.
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Polite one, that is. I like it. Cute.
I'm sorry, I do not believe I got your name.
Reaches for a notebook.
How dare you?
The time-honored tradition, asking an NPC their name.
No, this one actually has one. I just needed to flip to the correct page because my memory is that of an ant. You can call me Cora, though everyone else calls me Coraline.
What would you prefer I call you?
Whatever makes your heart flutter, my dear.
He will offer a hand to shake.
She will take it and she will do the inverse, and if you'll allow it, actually kiss the top of your knuckles.
He will resist a flutter and simply smile. Razvan Fleur. The pleasure was all mine.
She smiles, then looks to Clem and Branson, who haven't said anything yet, expectantly.
Branch will
So-
just be like,
Go ahead, go.
Branson just like taking all of this in is just like a bottle of whiskey.
Ooh. Import or in-house?
Whatever's strongest.
Noted. Looks to Clem.
So Clem is still kind of like just like looking off over the over the room and like the rest of it, and explicitly she said gentleman and lady, and Clem did not realize that she was talking to them. Just completely didn't, and is still just like staring off. It will take a second for Clem, unless like someone just does the it'll take a second for Clem to kind of notice as they're
She's
kind
kind of like sitting all up in your business, kind of looking down at you expectantly. Because she's
Yeah, I think
sitting on the table.
Razvan will give a polite nudge to Clem's like knee with his knee.
Pardon? Was I
Okay.
asked something? I'm sorry, I've been in my own thoughts.
Yeah, I wanted to know if you wanted something to drink, sweetheart.
Oh, I appreciate that. Some water merely would be fine for me. Thank you very much for asking.
Taking it slow, I see. Understandable. I will be right back. Give me just a couple minutes. And she scurries off very with a saunter with swaying hips.
Me, Clem, completely oblivious, just doesn't even look.
Yep.
Lena kind of like watches the vague movements of this woman, like sauntering off, like just sashaying off, and just kind of like her nose wrinkles just ever so slightly.
Hospitality is clearly important towards even the upper class here. That being said, the first salvo has yet to be fired. Shall I proceed, Captain?
As you would, yeah.
You will. Branson, if this goes poorly, I trust you have my back.
Branson will immediately like just like not snap to attention, but immediately change posture, and I'd say Ophesio probably sees him shift hand under the table to his belt.
Elaine, are you busy?
I guess I was taken a little aback by Clem saying that Minuet Jenkins is in the other room. I'm otherwise all right.
Good, then you're with me. We're going to go talk to her.
Okay. I am a very large fan of her music. Yeah, okay.
And Razvan will offer an arm to like help guide through some of the more claustrophobic tables and hallway. Does Lena accept?
Yes, absolutely.
And he'll kind of whisper into Lena's ear. I may need your assistance in a little bit of deception, if you do not mind.
She would quietly nod.
Play up the part of your inability.
And once again, she would nod as well.
And if I know anyone to watch my back and to assist with this, would be you. You'll give a point of bardic inspiration.
Ooh, all right. Duly noted.
Praying we do not need it. And unless anyone wants to do anything else, he will begin to slowly make his way with Lena kind of at his arm towards Minuet Jenkins.
When the two of you approach, again, she seems to be engrossed in conversation. You get the sense, Razvan, that they this time around, they recognize that you have approached, but you haven't said anything yet, so they're not like doing a full gesture of acknowledgement. More so, just like you see, like the eye follow to where, you know, for just a moment to acknowledge that you're there, but then total focus back on the conversation.
Before allowing even a moment of awkward pause, Razvan will take a directed approach towards Minuet Jenkins. Apologies for the intrusion, but I wished to make your acquaintance if you have the time.
Oh, I do quite have the time, actually. Is there something, I mean, I don't recognize you, so is there something I can help you with?
Oh, it's quite all right. I did not recognize you either, but my companion here is a enjoyer of your work.
Then it just starts to flush and didn't expect this to go this direction. Just starts flushing a little bit.
Being invited in, Razvan will move over with Lena to stand in front of the fireplace to kind of block the light.
Sure. Absolutely casting a massive shadow, a pair of shadows really, over the table.
May I introduce the lovely Lena? And we'll help guide Lena's hand for a handshake to Minuet.
If Lena is permitting of it, yeah, she'll shake your hand.
She's internally screaming, but she will allow it.
Then yeah, she shakes your hand.
I do very much enjoy your music. I've heard many a story about you from my hometown of Harmonia.
Harmonia. That is my hometown as well. Delighted to hear from you. What brought
I
you to Scald?
I've been doing a lot of traveling of sorts. I'm slowly making my way back home. I remember seeing you with a friend in a concert there at one of the competitions.
Yes, that must have been a long time ago during my up and coming, but yes, I that's great. I'm so honored that you would want to come and see one of my performances.
You are you performing soon?
Unfortunately, no. I have had my hands full with a lot of, you know, matters having to deal with the city. This is one of the few times that I've actually had a chance to be out, be present in the city, and of course, check on things and make sure that I remain present.
Of course, of
Sarah's.
course.
Sarah's,
Mm-hmm.
if you would allow me.
Mm-hmm.
Focusing on Lena instead of her, I guess.
Oh, on Lena?
No. The insight was definitely for Minuet, but that roll's bad, so just,
Let me
moving the
roll
goalpost.
some dice. Let me know what is it that you're looking for.
I'm looking to roll higher than a 2 this game. I'll be happy if I roll a 5 or higher.
Besides that,
What Razvan is looking for is, in particular, she had mentioned that she had gone around the city to investigate those things. He's going to be kind of eyeing her to see if that's actually the truth. And if you will allow, if the insight fails, he will also try to look towards their boots. Are they particularly muddy or very, very clean?
Oh,
That
they're
does indicate
clean.
what they did. Okay.
They're clean. They're
All
clean
right, that might
boots.
give me a little bit of indication that
She is, my gosh, an expert stage smile. You can't tell if this is genuine. You can't tell if this is politician bullshit. You can't tell if this is practiced. That smile seems incredibly genuine. The kindness in her eyes seems very, 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 very real. But there's that contextual knowledge that makes you sit there and go, I can't adequately read this, and that is intentional.
that smile. Sorry, continue, Lena.
Yep, you're good.
I was always quite the fan hearing about your own up and coming, and I just want to say thank you for playing music in Harmonia.
I would love nothing more than to do that. If anything, the honor and privilege is mine to have such a devout audience. Um, that's incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much.
Apologies, you don't want to take more of your time. I mean that you
No, please.
are having spirited conversation.
I
But
mean,
if you have a moment, my friend here and I would love to have conversation with you with regards to your home, but also Scold and your work, of course.
please. Uh, you know, I- it is a this establishment is one for not just uh partaking of meals and the sights. Of course, I'm sure you've seen the falls, but this is in some capacities, though perhaps not typically um, this room specifically, but yeah, this is also somewhat of a community space. I think it might be better suited so that we're not disrupting other people. That I don't mind joining you for just a minute.
Please take your time. We are still winding down from the day, as it were. It's early, of course, but we plan to be here until the late evening. There is no rush. We will be in the next room if you have time.
I do. And instead of just waiting, she gets up and she follows.
Oh shit. Okay.
Of course, giving like to her companions, like, I'll be right back. Give me just a minute.
Razvan will guide Lena further back, and looking towards specifically Ophestial, trying to hone in on captain to first mate communication, really locking in. Does Ophestial want to have this conversation with Minuet, or does Ophestial want Razvan to take them somewhere else to talk about it?
As he sees you approach, he'll look at Clem and Branson and kind of gauge what they want, or if they look apprehensive.
Branson just doesn't. Branson doesn't really have like a strong look. He looks just slightly confused, mostly because you're looking at him possibly for for any type of social encounter when he is openly stated he is not the talker. So he's just like, eh.
Let me play it this way. Above game, do you want your characters in the scene or no?
Yeah, I'm down. I'm
Okay, that's all.
more trying to, yeah. He
Clem's
will
main thing is
motion.
like, yeah, staying close to Ophestial to kind of like be a little bit more protective. So if Ophestial's in, I'm in.
Yeah,
So-
he'll
sorry,
see the
Ophestial.
two of you approaching and kind of hand motion to come over.
Then Razvan will move over and assist Lena, pretending as though Lena is far less capable than she actually is, to help sit Lena kind of here, next to Razvan, and kind of offer an open seat to Minuet on the other side.
Sure. Of which, she will take. She does not stand up. She sits.
It is kind of you to join us. May I introduce my dear captain, Ovestia?
Captain.
So to speak, yes. And he kind of brushes off his gloves in case there's any like weird dirt, seeing how like pristine and nice her outfit is, and doesn't want to like get it dirty, but he offers his hand to shake. Ovestilo men, pleased to make your acquaintance, madam.
The pleasure is mine. Truly. And she will actually like tip her hat before taking it off and setting it beside her to be polite.
My captain is quite humble. He is perhaps the finest captain I have ever seen this side of God.
Really?
Indeed.
We have many
But-
ships that travel here and there through the Sing Song River. I can't say that I recognize your name.
The subtle ones, the ones who can do things discreetly, rarely make themselves present, if you understand my meaning.
She's gonna insight you.
Sure.
That's a 9.
He's going to give an equally practiced, staged smile, letting that linger for a moment, whether it is a criminal enterprise or more just a subtle rich person's smuggling kind of operation.
Yep. Yep.
But that is not why we requested your presence. Lena here, as you mentioned, is a rather large enjoyer of your work. Is that not true, Lena?
Yes.
And while I
She-
understand that you will not be performing soon, it is lovely to hear about an exchange of work and an enjoyer of work.
I think it is highly treasured to find individuals with not only the gift but the passion for music. as music is the way that we share stories and, of course, the way that our history lives on. But there are few who are gifted and talented. There are few who have the drive to make it great.
Indeed, indeed. And bards such as your presence surely have a patron, no?
A patron.
Oh, yes, one to lavish with as many resources as needed to venture their performances and new projects of art.
You could say, in a sense, the city of Skald is now my patron, as I am now its.
I see. Uh, Correct me if I'm wrong, as I am still new to these parts. A Meister singer, yes?
Correct.
What what role does a Meister singer have? You say that the city is your patron. Do they pay for your evenings abroad? Do they pay for your projects?
That is a quite the complicated question, because my projects are the city's projects. I am, in a word, a governing body, a leader. I sure have connections to all the organizations and establishments within the entirety of the city, but the city is mine to care for. I am the one who oversees it. I am the one who ensures that there is a song in everyone's mind and on everyone's heart.
See. And if Scald was in some form of danger, you would summon forth your music to help aid them?
And if not just my music, also, again, those who I have built relationships with to help me. Of course, we also have the city guard. They are well trained and do their best every single day to ensure the safety and sanctity of the city.
Wait.
It is, in a word, yes, my song, but understand that songs, well, I'm sure you understand, they are more than just lyrics and tunes.
I believe I understand your meaning. I merely meant to ask, because we found a number of individuals sick and downtrodden. Their music felt more like the cries and pains of those who are unheard. I know not how things work here in Skald, much less Garticus as a whole, but I do find it interesting. There are those who would find such kindness and hospitality in a place such as this. It's magnificent and beautiful. Yes. While others, merely streets away, have difficulty even breathing, eating.
Breathing and eating. There's a look of genuine, like, intrigue and interest that strikes her face. Like she's heard new news for the first time.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna do this fucking battle. 18.
Okay.
Is that face genuine? Or he's trying to read that. It's not necessarily a success, obviously.
Meets it, beats it.
Let's go.
It is genuine, but you hear the undertone as well of, like, you hear and see the undertone that is not just, oh, this is new news and I'm interested. The surface level read is, I am a concerned governing entity who is hearing about the problems in my city. Underneath it, is this some hot gossip I'm hearing?
Gotcha.
Is this an opportunity I'm hearing?
Leaning into that, but of course, I would imagine you know all of that, considering the fact that my dear friend, Lady Lena here, has suffered greatly at another potential threat to your fair city.
A threat of what nature?
He will lean in like as though to kind of tell Minuet a secret. What do you know of the cult? No name.
A genuine pause. 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds pass. There's a cult with no name? What does that even mean? What, a cult? How could a cult have no name?
He will nod, kind of understanding. See. As much to inform you then. It might have a bit less power, certainly less grace, were the words to leave my mouth. Elena, can you tell the Meister Singer what you know?
She would kind of like straighten herself up a little bit and say, they are individuals that shirk name, possession, and family in the pursuit of a declared higher goal of sorts. They're called the Cult with No Name because they have nothing to address themselves as, nor do they want it. They skulk around towns and cause all sorts of problems. They cause people to be paranoid. People go missing in the night. It's unknown exactly what they are after, although we have encountered them on more than one occasion. One even just outside Scald.
Rosalind will quickly squeeze Lena's hand as the server approaches again to try and get Lena to stop talking for just a moment. And kind of shoot an eye towards Minuet to like also keep it quiet as there's someone who's trained to listen nearby.
Insight check.
21.
Meets it, beats it again.
Let's go!
This is genuinely curious, like the look on her face is one of like, is this not something that I should be hearing? Is this not something we should be talking about?
On Minuet's?
Yeah. And then in terms of what does she gain on a 21 insight?
He's going to kind of look towards Minuet and kind of with a still practiced smile is going to let it down just a moment before kind of rubbing his chin to cover his mouth and sending a message spell to Minuet. We do not know what the conflict will be. Give me a moment. And then he will stand up and smile towards Lena and Ophestiel. I feel like stretching my legs for a moment. Please, Lena, continue this conversation while I am gone.
And she will nod and say, I've personally been tracking them for quite a while. However, they're especially causing problems for nearby settlements.
Sorry, real quick. Is the server dropping anything off?
Yeah, I was waiting for an opening, but Coraline will reapproach the table. Before I drop these things off, do have to ask, are we starting a tab or are we paying up front?
Yes, of course. Please, could I speak to you for a moment, Coraline? It is in regards to this, of course.
Sure, absolutely. Before or after the drinks?
Go ahead and drop off the drinks, but just meet me in the foyer for a moment. Kind of indicating to Lena not to talk about it until the server leaves.
And then a glass of water. It has like a couple of what you see are berries, Clem, in it. with like a leaf. They don't have lemons, so it's the equivalent of getting like lemon water. Branson, a bottle of whiskey and the appropriate beverage container put in front of you. It's how do I put this? When you open that bottle up, that is potent. It smells about as strong as it is.
And this is water?
No, he got a bottle of whiskey.
I know,
That was good.
Damn.
That was good. That was
Okay.
good.
That Kartakas Dasani hit different.
Yeah, I was
That
like,
water
whoa,
gonna
whoa.
fuck you up.
Listen, I like.
No, go for it.
I was just gonna say, listen, Branson likes his water like he likes his alcohol. Clear.
Festival, you didn't ask for anything, so you don't get anything. 2 wine glasses put down and a bottle of wine that appears to look blood red.
Okay.
And after that is all placed down, Coraline will join you, Razvan, in the hallway. And I think for the sake of things, we're gonna start with you, Skelly, if you would like to continue the scene, and then we'll move.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Thank you.
Cool.
She would continue and describing the cult, saying, I know I have been having certain portents on things regarding them. I've also been hearing things. We've been finding out things relating to them, including some of the things that might even be going down at the docks. I worry about what they might be doing next. We figured it might have been a good idea to potentially talk to you about this. I apologize if maybe it might seemed a little bit like trying to get your attention earlier, but I am also genuine about your music. I remember seeing you back in Harmonia when I was younger.
I did not take it as disingenuous. I could tell very easily that you were being sincere, and I do genuinely appreciate it. I find your findings, even if they are just rumor, to be very disconcerting. I appreciate you taking the time to let me know and to bring this to my attention, because, to be perfectly honest, it's not something that I have seen or even heard of. But of course, I'm sure there's a moment of pause.
Ooh. Can I insight that?
You can, and Ephestial specifically, because you have the gift of sight, would like you to roll insight with advantage.
Okay.
Good. 14.
14.
And that's a 7.
No, with advantage, that's an
Yeah,
18.
Oh, 18. Okay, that's right.
Okay. So, Elena, what you clock on a 14, and I will give you even this, is that there is a sense of, oh, I'm choosing the correct words. Ephestial.
Let me put that.
That is
Ephestial.
the look of a person who realizes that they are about to commit a faux pas and doesn't know how to get out.
Mm.
And has attempted to backpedal before even the words getting out of her mouth.
If I may, ma'am, may I ask you something?
Certainly.
We haven't been in Skald for very long, but in our time here, we've heard a rumor that most people have thought you've not been around.
Well, that's a terrible rumor.
a terrible rumor, but if you haven't seen any of the cult activity, I can't help but question it. It might not be very present here in Upper Skald, but in Lower Skald, it's running rapid.
That's
I feel
the
like
face
someone
I
of
just
your...
made.
I feel like someone of your stature should be very much more well informed, if I may. So,
I
if
can
it might be...
understand. Whoop, sorry.
No, it might be too forward of me to ask, but what on earth could you possibly be doing?
There are many things that I am responsible for. There are many issues and projects that a Meister Singer is assigned to. If I am to be forward, one of the things that I have been doing and looking for is, well, scouting the talent. I have been keeping an eye out for those who have been making their rounds here in the city, seeing who possesses the talent, not just in the ability to, sing a few bars or strum a few strings, but someone who is capable and is hungry for more. It is not just about the competition, you see. Obviously, that is a very important thing, knowing who I should be keeping my eye out for, as they will be competing against me directly should they choose to compete or to fight for the name, the title. But there is also one other aspect, and that is, of course, the truth that a sponsorship should be, by all accounts, identified before it is too late. There is a movement to try to reinvest in the musical education, the bardic education, the troubadourian education here in Skald. It was once a thing of great power, great influence, and had long standing. But after certain events that happened, many, many a decade ago, it seems that those funds and those efforts were gutted by a previous Meister Singer. And I have full intention of resparking those opportunities. But you have to, of course, identify if the need is even there, as I'm sure you understand.
As she's talking, he's very much like narrowed his eyes at her.
Clem,
Yes.
really quickly, Clem, history check. Go for it, Ephestial.
Yeah, I got you.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Like, I don't mean to be in your business, but preservation of, history and arts and everything is wonderful, but what good is it going to do if everything is going to ruin while you're preoccupied?
So, real quick, I will respond to that. I have to acknowledge the natural 2021.
I appreciate you prompting it, because what I was kind of intentionally saying quiet, and if there was a lull, I was going to say that Clem is intentionally not drawing attention to themselves, is kind of sitting on the end of a table, is nursing the water, and is just sort of looking out to the rest of the room, but is paying close attention because I'm from here, I'm local, and I'm wanting to fact check everything they say.
Yeah, this is not dishonest. In fact, you would know a little bit more, especially because of your connection to the Temple of the Old Song. You know where those efforts went. For a very long time, There was in fact a Meistersinger who single-handedly gutted the musical education system in Harmonia. You recognize this as a story in Harmonia, right? That happened where they gutted it and they put all of the effort into the temple. And you do know, even though that this is Scald and not Harmonia, that a very similar thing, almost copycat, happened the following Meistersinger that followed that specific incident in Harmonia. So there was a point in which the education system, the musical education system in Scald was gutted in favor of putting those resources towards the Temple of the Old Song. The actual legitimate reason why the Temple of the Old Song is as prevalent, is as beautiful, is as opulent as it currently is, and is functioning to the capacity that it is because, just as she said, all of that funding went into reinstating the Temple of Malil, essentially.
Clem is just kind of nodding at that information. Festiel, please keep going with the conversation. I can interject when there's a lull. Like now. I think, yeah, and I just wanted to make sure in case there was something you wanted to say, Festiel.
So that was actually her moment to respond. I had to recollect my thoughts. I apologize.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
She looks to you and she goes, I understand your concern and I understand your, shall we say, I do not mean to be too forward, but your rudeness and your bluntness is rather noted. But to your point, there is a very long-standing tradition in that of Scald that those who hold not just the power in terms of wealth, but the power in terms of music are able to create change. I don't know where you come from, my good captain, and it is with all due respect that I state this. But I am of the belief that if I am to create pupils and uplift them so that they may have the ability to make change, then it is not impossible for change to happen. With all due respect, I am one person. I cannot fix every problem, but if I am able to equip and empower those who might have the ability to do something, and foster those who have shared motivations, beliefs, etc., then perhaps change, as you stated, is possible.
You must forgive our captain here. Clem kind of like interjects across the table. There was, I am assure you, no intent at insult or rudeness. As you can see, clearly he cares for the town in which you oversee, and I, for one, merely wish to acknowledge the work you've done at the Temple of Milil. It is no small feat, the amount of support and education you've given to the old song. I believe our captain was merely concerned about the lower town, and were you not informed to the hardships, wished to assist you in such.
Of that, I am grateful. It is difficult. It is difficult to see all that is happening. I am but one person, and I do try. Make no mistake, I do try to keep eyes in all places of where I can. This is, to be blunt, why we do have, good people like you sharing information. One of the things that our bards are tasked with is the sharing of information. What I am hearing in this conversation is not just a matter of my inability to cover all of my blind spots, but that there is a blind spot of which not even our bards of Skull are covering. News travels fast if people are collecting it.
I believe it was our intention merely to be part of that information line to you, and we here are all caring citizens of Cartacus. If there's anything we can do to assist or any more information, I'm sure we'd be willing to offer it. And along those lines, my companions here, I just read Lena and Ephestiel, know much more about this nameless cult and the mysterious plague that affects the lower Skald itself. A deeply educated person, our captain is. Perhaps they could inform you more as to what is happening, if you will allow us.
In fact, I think that would be beneficial if we are able to get on the right foot. And there's kind of like a pointed stare at Ephestiel there.
You must forgive a sea captain. They are, you must forgive a captain of the waters. It is our purview, or his purview, to oversee a ship, not speak with fine words.
She does not remove her gaze from you, Ephestiel. Ephestiel, what is your response?
He kind of straightens himself up and looks directly back at her. You'll have to forgive my persistence. I've been researching nature. That's exactly where my background comes from, and that's what I've fallen into doing since I've gotten here. So, these events that we've been seeing have been very concerning to me, and my fear and urgency only comes from the fact that I don't think we have a whole lot of time to fix this problem before it becomes unmanageable. So, perhaps you, as you say, are just one person. You are not able to cover all of the bases that the city requires by yourself, so instead, why don't I propose an alliance? My companions and I are researching to eliminate everything, all of the traces of this cult that is leaving behind that is causing damage. And I believe that this would benefit you as well, if we would succeed in our work.
I think that is a fantastic idea. After all, if you would indulge me a moment, if we are to combine our efforts and our knowledge, perhaps, then we are able to procure, if not a cure, perhaps a more permanent solution. Perhaps what may be needed is as much as I dare not think it, a far more forceful approach. If this is something that you find agreeable, I would be willing to provide you with some aid. Of course.
I believe it is.
Consider
We're
it
still...
sponsorship.
Yes, we're still trying to navigate the best course of action, but I believe we are getting very close to finding a way to not only take care of the problem, but hopefully eliminate it. Much more research will be needed to actually test whether or not it is safe. Our biggest problem is that all of my work, seeing I'm not from Cartacus, all of my tools were left behind, and we have a very bare-bones setup. Really, we just need tools and resources and things to equip my ship with so we can research properly.
I'm uncertain what all that you would need, but I am sure that there are some in these lands, in the city, who would likely have what you're looking for.
I guess what I'm getting at is that we don't necessarily have the time to procure funds to get them all. We've scoured this city as much as we can, and I believe we've been told that Harmonia might have some more tools, but unfortunately we are coming to the end of our coffers as we speak. And as I said before, this is a very time-sensitive problem. I don't want to waste too much time just trying to obtain everything to start a simple research project.
I suppose, in that case, what I could offer is this. Information is worth something. If you are able to procure me more information, I will pay you for that information.
Well, I have plenty to offer already, so where should I start?
And with that, we're gonna cut to Razvan and Coraline. And before we do that, really quickly, because I'm checking what time it is, why don't we take a real quick break?
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Oh,
Welcome,
I
chat.
suppose.
But yeah, chat, welcome to the Subterfuge episode.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just glad that, like, halfway through all that conversation was going down, Branch just sitting there, just like, okay, keep your mouth shut, do not make anything worse. Just wanted to hold my hand. Whiskey, where's the whiskey? But yeah, also, it took me a minute, but like after we've been inside for like, I want to say like 2 or 3 minutes, I was like, why does that one token look so familiar? I can tell it has art. But then it was like, oh, that's who that is.
I knew who it was immediately because I've seen that art way earlier.
I mean, and it's kind of tied to your character.
A little bit. I didn't want to say anything
Just
though.
scotch.
Yeah.
But no, I might have been like in one of my personal chat areas, being like having to go back over notes, being like, wait a second, what was she actually missing, or what, during the entire time like there was a conversation going on? I was like, I didn't want to like drop a misinformation. Because above game, Vaughn thought that she'd been missing and that was some kind of huge conspiracy.
Most of my knowledge consists to the but 4 times with Lena. So then
Yeah.
anything more current has only been like, huh? I'll be right back. I'm gonna do the restroom real quick.
Yeah, go right ahead, man. But yeah, this has been so far, chat, the thing I least expected to happen this session, so this has been fun.
What'd you expect to happen?
I mean, I expected we'd end up just marching up to the bar and being like, hey, yo, Harkin, what good?
Immediately throwing hands.
Yeah. Or at least verbal hands.
Sarah's had other plans, and I'm liking what they cooked up.
Oh yeah.
Is it that I had other plans, or is it that you just went left instead of right?
It could be that.
I will say, no, I will say,
Let me compliment you.
Sorry, what?
Let me compliment you.
No, I appreciate it. No, so here's what's been interesting for me is I still thought you were gonna throw hands. Seeing the actual Meister Singer of Skald, I deadass thought y'all were gonna be like, so what the fuck is
Square up, bitch.
I mean, Hephaestion's doing that a little bit, at least verbally.
It was more Zan / Rosvan's intention.
No, yeah. I thought, well, especially because of the comment that Razvan had said at a previous session of I can't remember the verbatim words, but it was something about like a Meister singer who clearly can't care about, you know, the people suffering, or like the wealth disparagement is someone who doesn't deserve to be a Meister singer, and then following that up later with like, yeah, I will take down any Meister singer who, you know, doesn't take care of their people. I was like, I cannot wait to see y'all beating the Meister singer and like swords out.
Later.
Later. It was funny. Soon as the token appeared on the screen, my eyes bugged out. Serious.
Oh, I know. I saw her, and I was like, "Oh, I know who that is."
I saw that art a long time ago.
Yeah, you sure did. It was fun revealing that art for the first time, and now she's here.
Yeah, that
also,
was our
I
Oh Fuck
really
Dream
appreciate.
episode.
Yeah, I really appreciate Saris's ability to talk in circles. Because it's working.
Smiles. You wanted
Also,
to talk to a politician.
Yep. And this is exactly what it feels like.
You wanted to talk to a politician.
I was also just wondering, is it part of like on the job application must be good at flirting? Just going off of what we've met at the staff.
You get more tips.
It's true.
Among other things.
Spoken as someone who has not worked front of house.
Yeah. No, like literally never.
It is a very real thing though. Like if you don't
Yeah, it is.
If you don't talk to as a service worker, especially if you are like straight up like actually serving, actually like waiting tables, if you do not have the quote unquote correct temperament, you will see a deduction in your tips.
Mm-hmm.
I had learned that the hard way when I worked in a conservative sports bar.
Oh, jeez.
I can't even picture.
Saris, I could never imagine.
Like in another
Yeah.
timeline.
I couldn't imagine the hellish fate. I would not wish that upon you ever.
Oh, it was bad. And the best part
No
was
way.
What?
No,
You don't
and
say.
The best part was when I was hired, I was not originally a server.
Ah.
I was hired as a dishwasher. Washing dishes in the kitchen.
Well. And then someone had other plans.
There are a lot of things that I could say. Let's just say it's a real good thing that I no longer live in Ohio.
Yeah.
It's that weird thing of like one of the worst jobs I've ever worked, also an invaluable experience in understanding the service industry and understanding how we don't need to get super political here, but like how certain, shall we say, demographics of people think and operate.
I
It's
can
very
say
telling.
this is someone who doesn't have melanin. It's white people.
It's a specific brand of white people as well. Like,
Yeah.
Still, thank you for saying it so we don't have to.
Yeah.
I'm very brave.
Here's your medal. And
Thank
sash.
you, thank you.
Yeah, scepter. Cape.
Bouquet.
Okay, the bouquet's a little decadent.
I know, but you're worth it.
Like to do, yeah.
I'll
You're
still be
so
taking
right.
it, but I'm just acknowledging it.
You're running out of hands.
No, like again, you are correct. It is just one of those things where it's like there is, how do I put this? There's white people and then there's white people.
Yeah. We know.
There's white people and then there's white people.
We don't
where
need to
you
get into it.
There's white people and there's white people where you enunciate the
Hard H.
hard H.
Wait,
Like,
you can
that
say,
is insane work, Kaz.
That's like the same intonation that you can say to like make certain like 40K like model painters mad by saying titanium quiet.
Wet.
Titanium quiet.
Yeah.
The worst part about you saying it that way is that these were people who wanted so badly to be rural but own multi-million-dollar homes.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I live around all of them.
Yeah.
They suck.
Cowboys.
They suck.
Ugh.
Oh, it's so pretentious.
Yeah. I love the spelling, Trinket. Put HWITE. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Are we all here? Are we back?
I'm good.
I'm deaf here. I'm finishing. I'm about to send a certain somebody a DM with perhaps a piece of art here shortly.
Just waiting on Miss Leah, looks like.
I am back. I had to go to the restroom, but I am back.
Okay, perfect timing.
All right then.
So are we good to resume?
Resume.
I appreciate y'all listening to me to talk about my previous work experience. We shall get back into the swing of things. Speaking of service industry workers, Rosvon, you have entered the foyer.
Does she want to be served? Sorry, that was a joke for Leah and just Leah. I'm redacting that one. Yes, let's go back to the scene. We
Nice.
I was gonna say you gotta be careful with some of those jokes in this establishment.
That's fair. Rosvan, kind of looking towards Coraline, will kind of give a more warm, kind of open approach. Shoulders kind of swept back and open as to receive information and to be more inviting. Apologies. Caroline, yes? Or Coraline, yes?
Cora or Coraline is fine, yes?
We are, my friends and I should say, are obviously travelers from outside. I have heard so much about an individual who goes by the name of Harkin Lukas. Are they perhaps here today?
I feel like it depends on who's asking. However, just between you and me, he won't be stopping in until later today.
I see. Apologies, I do not mean to cause any concern. It's just outside travelers hearing about an individual of great import. I want to make our presence known, if possible, as a matter of respect and courtesy.
she's gonna eyeball you and she's gonna insight you.
Sure.
Oh, that's a 7.
I suppose this would be an opposed deception, as he is kind of lying.
Yes.
Inspiration. We're using the inspiration right fucking now.
True.
Okay. I rolled a 7 on die.
You
I'll
know
take
what's
it. 14.
really funny though? Technically, rules as written, that deception would have still won.
Oh,
Because
that's
that's
fine.
an 8.
Yep.
'Cause
Natural
that's an
1
8.
skill checks aren't necessarily failures.
Yeah,
Right.
because that's an 8. That's a total of 8, and I rolled a total of 7.
But I still want
So-
the inspiration because Razan wants to come off less
Okay.
stupefied and more confident in his words.
Okay. What is on the 14 deception, what does she read from you?
He's telling the truth. He just wants to meet with an individual who could be a lucrative employer.
Like I said, I do genuinely understand wanting to meet with the man who owns the establishment. But again, I will have to revert you to later evening time. Again, he's not supposed to be in today until closer to the rush hour, so to speak.
See. Well, my dear Cora, then we may be here for a lot longer. What would you recommend we eat?
Well, of course, that depends on what your shall we say taste is. We do have an arrangement of specials, though of course, between you and me, our excellent chef, Pinestock, he is capable of cooking virtually anything. You would just have to request it.
I see.
But if you do want the lunchtime specials, today specifically, we are serving what appears to be. You're gonna roll this actually. Yes, we're having boiled snail soup for lunch.
That does sound quite interesting. Have you ever had it before?
This is a new one. I think he's trying something new. I can't say that I've had it yet, but I've heard good things from other patrons.
Well, would you care to enjoy some with me?
How about some time off the clock, honey?
It seems that we think alike.
Roll an insight check.
Please, dice.
Even on a 10, she is implying way more than just eating soup.
Rosbud understands.
Okay. That
Wait.
can potentially be arranged, and of course, if you want to talk pricing, we can talk about it.
For now, I suppose, leave a tab in my name, Razvan Fleur. I shall eat with my companions, and once they are sated, and once you are finished with your work here, we shall meet again.
We shall. You know where to find me.
He'll smile, offer his hand,
She takes it.
and he will return the favor and kiss her on the knuckles.
She grins. There's a bit of slyness to that grin.
He will take his small victory here and move back to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you do, the door slams, like right before she's about to leave, the door slams open and the man that you saw in the kitchen actually storms out. And you hear, Coraline! What? You gotta tell me who has been bringing us these vegetables. I told you, it's a new import. They're shouting back and forth. They are 100% shouting back and forth. I couldn't tell you who they are. It's a new group. You gotta give me more than that. There ain't no one who's gonna tarnish my goddamn vegetables like this. We have an establishment to run, girl. Listen, I don't know. There were a couple of them. They brought in the crates like they normally do, but they seemed like generic folk. I've never seen them before. Well, you gotta give me something more to work with. They were wearing black cloaks. I don't know what else to tell you. There's a moment of pause. She peeks her head in, looks to the lot of you, and then points. They're also wearing black cloaks. Maybe they all know each other. Why don't you ask them, Hindstock? And she turns around, right back out the door, and leaves. Proper this time.
Realizing that there is potentially another social situation that could interrupt their conversation, Razvan will beeline towards the cook to give the table more time.
He is storming over. Full rage.
Branson will join.
Well, I guess she ain't lying. You do have a bunch of black cloaks. He has in his hands like a crate full of vegetables, and he holds it out. You responsible for giving us this absolute shit?
You look at the vegetables. Do they seem spoiled?
They're molding.
Okay, you're using the word molding. Is there perhaps fungi looking stuff inside?
It's black. It's black mold.
Razvan will look with great concern towards Branson.
Branson will like look to Razvan and just be like, "I will handle this." He just like holds up like a silver, like reaches in, takes out one of the vegetables and like passes towards was it Heimstock or
Hindstock.
Yeah, Hindstock.
I will spell it for you, but Heinstock.
Okay. He will pass the silver to Hindstock. I will see what I can do to possibly help with this issue, though we have no actual stake in it. Though I believe this would be important to their conversations at the table. It just is handing you one of the black mold covered vegetables.
What's up? Hello?
Hey.
Oh, hello, Kaz.
Yeah. You're almost done, right?
Maybe drag Kaz to general call until they're done. I don't think they realize you're muted. Not muted.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just didn't want accidental important information to be.
Oh no, you're
personal information.
yeah, no, you're
you
totally
and I
fine.
were thinking the same thing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, he will like gesture to you go back to the table while he handles stuff with Hindstock.
He will simply bow to your expertise in this, and we'll head back.
He will go to he'll look to Hindstock. We know of some people who have been doing some bad business in the city with these black cloaks. Though if you take me to your stock, I might be able to rectify this issue.
Rectify it? Like, what do you mean?
Branson will like gesture for him to lean just a little bit closer. At which point he will then do his typical trick of thaumaturgy to show like just a little bit of electricity between his fingers. I have ways to unspoil food.
He's gonna incite you. Your choice of persuasion or deception.
Persuasion, because Branson is being blunt as always. Does it do? Two.
Then I take it you're the ones responsible for this?
No, we're hunting them, though.
Hunting them? Pause. Alright, you know what? Come follow me, son.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to move back into the kitchen. First off, rectify. You gotta give me more details on what you mean by that. And second of all, what do you mean hunting them?
The people in the black cloaks think they are doing the land of Kartakas a favor by helping people get returned to it. Some kind of strange death religion or something. But part of that is poisoning food and water. I have an ability that can scour this poison from food and water. So, it just shows, like, the electricity and, like, without fully casting the spell right now, because I think it's got a casting time of, like, a minute. Oh, it's got a casting time of an action. Okay. You'll just watch as he puts a hand over purified food and, puts a hand over the vegetables, purify food and drink, as just he scours off all of the mold and everything, just with a shock of electricity.
By Melil, that is something.
Take me to the rest of the stores that were delivered by these individuals in black, and I will do the rest for them. I'd rather not see the people of Skull be poisoned thusly.
He does so, and for the sake of time, because it's an individual spell, you're gonna end up using one more.
Okie dokie. I have marked them off.
Well, I appreciate your generosity. We've never had issues with our stock before, so this was, needless to say, frustrating.
I can only imagine. I'm sure. Luckily, we caught this before your busy hour.
Oh, but I get the distinct feeling they're gonna do it again.
We have some leads, but I'm not going to make promises until I can at least confirm they're within certain walls.
Well, if it helps your hunt, we always get a shipment in before noonday, like midday. It always comes in sometime between mid-morning and right before the cusp of afternoon, so that we can prep for the day.
Then we'll be sure to keep an eye.
It's appreciated. Let me guess, you want compensation or something?
No, the information was compensation enough.
Well, at the very least, at least for today and for these meals on the house, what do y'all want? I saw you came in with a group.
I will go ask them. I will go ask them and have Cora send our orders back. I will just say I will take anything with meat.
Well, that's a little vague and a little broad, buddy. You can be a little bit more specific than that.
He's going to look like break his typical mask of indifference and give this man. I have been living off of salted vegetables and dried jerky for the past 17 days. I will take any kind of hydrated meat.
Well, how about I cook you my specialty? Again, it's on the house.
Then that would be amazing, thank you.
One for you and all your friends, or?
Remind me, Ophestial typically does vegetarian options, if I remember right?
No, he eats meat.
Okay, then, yes, then that should be perfect. 5 for the table.
Alright, I'll I'll get you 5 for the table. And he puts a hand on your shoulder and gives it a good, like, hearty shake. Like a thank you.
No, he will give him like an actual smile of just like, again, no thanks needed, glad to help. And then he'll head back towards the table.
As you leave, the sound of singing once again resumes from behind you. Again, it is a deep, bassy baritone.
Above game, I'm just imagining the voice of the beast from Over the Garden Wall because we just watched that recently.
A little deeper.
Tra-la-la.
What?
Oh,
What a good watch.
okay.
It, like, shakes the room with
Amazing.
that voice.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Brance will just make his way over, but I figure we can let the scene that was going to go on
Yeah, that
happen
scene
now.
wraps up. We shift back to the table. What's happening at the table?
I imagine from where they left off, Ophestiel's been filling in Minuet about basically everything that they've seen in Scald so far.
And midway through your conversation, it was interrupted. Did you allow the interruption to just happen in the background and you just kept going, or did you pause?
I think he would have paused, perking up hearing the Black Cloak mention, but seeing that Rosvon and Branson kind of rushed to handle it, so long as Minuet was willing to shirk it off, he would have just let them handle it and continue.
I mean, from what you could see, it very similar attitude of, oh, they have it, got it, understood.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's been filling her in on really anything relevant for the sake of brevity.
Let me ask you this. Is there anything you don't tell her?
I will leave out the ghost ship from the Mists, because that was ruled as unrelated. But for the most part, unless Lena shows any apprehension towards anything that I bring up, then no.
Not particularly. Lena would also describe kind of like what happened to her in vague terms because she doesn't even really know the full story. And mostly how like she's now got like the large like kind of like vendetta against them and everything. So it's like helping like hunt them down essentially.
I see. So all of this is far, far deeper. Not just in Scald, but in Kartakas as a whole.
That's
Yes.
correct. We've seen it in Melancholy, and it has origins in Harmonia, and of course I've spent the most time here in Scald, but it's very rampant in the city as well as in the outskirts of the city. Including down the Sing Song River.
Really?
Yeah, we've seen fisher boats struggling to catch anything that isn't already covered in rot. I'm afraid food is becoming scarce, and now it's affecting the logging around here as well, as what we've returned to hear about.
Do you suppose that all of this, and gestures to what you were speaking about, has anything to do with the dock collapsing?
Oh, absolutely. Before we left on our journey down the Sing Song River, we were gone about 10 days, and there was some planted on the docks before we left. At the time, I'm afraid we didn't really know what to do with it, and we hadn't discovered any way to eliminate it, and frankly, it was dangerous to even touch it. And in those 10 days, it spread far enough to completely rot out and destroy the one dock.
That is incredibly concerning, because that also inhibits our ability to travel to other parts of Kartakas. Out of curiosity, do other Meister singers know about this issue?
I couldn't tell you. You're the first one we've met. At least the first one I've met.
Lena would actually pipe up, and this is an assumption based on some like starting story. Would Lena have gotten to talk to Stargrove any about it before meeting the party?
I will leave that up to you. Would she have sought out?
I feel like yes, and maybe at least told at least extreme basics. Now Lena didn't know a whole lot back then, so would have at least maybe told the gist of why she was staking out the like usual walk-ins to Melancholy.
Yeah, and I don't believe that Stargrove wouldn't have given you an audience, so...
Okay. Lena would actually raise a finger at that and say, I know when I passed through, I spoke briefly to Meister Singer Stargrove and Melancholy about this, although back then I knew way less than I do now.
Interesting. Interesting. So this has been going on for some time then, huh?
Yes.
If the issue is much deeper than even, well, here, then I suppose it would be beneficial then for us if you are continuing. I guess I shouldn't assume, are you continuing to pursue this? Is that, I mean, you mentioned research.
This is our priority right now.
Then if you would be willing and be so kind as to continue to send me updates, I would be more than obliged to offer compensation.
Certainly.
And with that, really quickly, before you even, because you've given her a lot already, she reaches into her pocket, grabs a coin purse, seems to go through quite a bit, and she will put a stack of 25 gold pieces in front of you.
I do not wish to insult the gracious gift that you have already given us, but there is something you could do to assist our investigations moving forward, specifically with your position as Meistersinger.
And that would be?
While the money is nice, we are not affluent individuals, and unfortunately need to travel back and forth through the toll gates often to conduct our research. It has placed quite a burden on us. Perhaps you could speak with the guard and see to allowing the strays that sing through the toll gates unaccosted.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Rosvan's going to give Clem a nodding, like, guy in the forest nod. Bardic Inspiration.
Alrighty. 24.
Ooh!
Do you wish to use that bardic?
Do it.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. What's your bardic at now?
God, I play too many fucking bards with levels.
D8 or D6?
It'll be D8, I believe, at this level, if I recall correctly.
It is D8.
It is D8. Cool. 27.
DC on this was a 25. With a 27, she gives you a very studious look before slowly nodding, but not saying anything verbally.
Clem nods, closing their eyes with the nod, like a very much a demure nod of acknowledgement.
Then I suppose this is all you wish to speak to me about?
Rosvan kind of shifting and resettling into the seat. Apologies for perhaps taking more time than we had initially intended, for the sake of yours.
No, please. This was very insightful.
Indeed. I would like, however, to know if it is at all possible to reveal any such information about Harkin Lukas. I've heard many stories upon travel, but have not seen his influence as of yet.
Roll me an
I'm-
insight check.
I'm gonna nod at you with a very similar nod of acknowledgement, and I'm gonna give you the help action as a bonus action with Gift of the Goblin.
Okay. What's that give?
Insight check.
Advantage.
Gives advantage. You got it. 19.
Ooh. I gotta just say, this has been a very neck and neck session for you specifically. On a 19.
Interesting choice of words.
Yeah, on a 19, you notice it's so brief, and you're almost certain every other person, no offense, Lena, at this table would miss it. There's a hardening of the eyes for 2 seconds before, like a flicker, before the demeanor resumes as normal. And she states, I mean, I don't know him personally, but I would be happy to share what I do know.
We have seen a number of pains across Kartakan since our arrival. An entire town brought to ruin. The Meister Singer unable to defend them from their fate. We have heard stories, seen evidence that, well, and he's gonna place the moldy vegetable that Branson gave him onto the table. This villain that we search for, their influence and their power grows, even now here with Skull, the most protected of the places we have seen thus far. And yet, this mold can find their very ways into this establishment. If Harkin Lukas has as much influence as it would appear, what we have heard, I am surprised he is not acting on it, and worry. If he is complacent, then he is being complacent. If he is aiding, that is a far different conversation.
I'm sorry. Wait, you speak as though Lucas has influence?
We have heard the name. Whispers crossed very parts of Skald, and across Kartakas indeed. People act as though the person is of great importance. That is why I asked exactly, someone who is foreign to these lands to someone who is native to these lands. Who exactly is Harkin Lukas?
I think the best way to answer your question, and I'm so sorry if this is a disappointment, he is, well, is a renowned bard. Very skilled. In fact, has built quite the repertoire for himself. Quite the name, as you mentioned. He is a bard, but in terms of genuine influence in a, shall we say, active manner, he is merely the owner of this inn.
Is it
Now-
not the duty of the bards of this land to seize power?
I think that is a very, very interesting way of framing it, because in a sense, yes, and yet we don't always see that happen. To tell you the truth, Harkin Lukas has not participated in the Meister Singer competition for quite some time.
Were
He
they a
hasn't
Meister,
even gunned for it.
were they a Meister Singer at one point?
Not that I'm aware of.
Hmm.
I believe perhaps he tried. But there is no living record, or at least not that I'm aware of. There are no stories of him as a Meistersinger. There are stories of deeds that he has done. But Meistersinger is not a word that is often used in association with Harkin Lukas.
You speak of this individual as though he's been around for a very long time.
I mean, he's older than me.
True, but is it not your job to track the stories of this land? Is Harkin
Of
Lukas...
Salt, but not of Cartacus.
See.
To clear something up for you, each Meistersinger is the governing entity of its own city, and the jurisdiction ends at the end of the city walls. Right? So my influence and power as a governing entity ends with Dargocht Keep. It ends with the toll bridge. Well, bridges. It ends where the forest begins. It ends where the plains begin, where the river runs. Just as I am only the governing body of Skald, Meistersinger Sargrove, for example, only has realm or say over Harmonia.
Let me put it plainly, then, however.
I'm sorry, I think I misspoke there. Melancholy.
What we have in our hand at this present moment is people who are in power or have power, unable or unaware to act upon a threat, the very people of the city and beyond. We sailed here and were inundated, suffocated by a lack of ability to dock. Not only because of the damaged docks from a rot that should be able to be prevented and changed, but also from dock houses that are so overly worked and overly present. Fees that require an exorbitant amount just to get through. People will wait days, weeks, or maybe months to get supplies into the city. And who benefits from this? Certainly not you. Certainly not
No.
your people.
No. Of course
He will
not.
point towards the vegetable again. Instead, those who wish to see harm on your people have filled a void that has been made, either by them or through inaction, or both. And as a result, your people will look towards these men in black cloaks for supplies that they would not be able to get otherwise. And as you could see, what they provide is rot.
And I suppose you would have me just, oh, I don't know, host a witch hunt?
That is not what I am suggesting at all. What I am saying is that there is an attack on this city that has not gone noticed till now. I'm not here to spread blame, much as I would like to cast suspicion. I'm trying to understand the situation as it is. You are
Understood.
Skald's Meistersing. You should be informed of this, which is why we bring this information to you. But Harkin Lukas is an individual that we have heard too many times to not also go unquestioned. I wish to meet the man, but I wanted to understand as much of the man as I could before meeting him.
Then I will tell you this as well. If it is Harkin Lukas that you seek, I would give you one word of advice. Your first foot forward must be your best, as that is a man who will judge instantly. And whatever tone you set, whatever words you choose, whatever verse you recite, that first impression will dictate whatever comes next. Or, at the very least, will determine whether or not that door is even open to you.
Then I am rather thankful to have met your company, Minima Jenkins, and for your time. I will take your advice firmly. However, me and my companions have witnessed this villain that vexes your city firsthand. They have caused some of us great pain, unspeakable even. You'll look towards the bandages on Lena's eyes. We came in here looking for blood. But instead, we were met with hospitality. I will not spit on that. But understand, any who are responsible for the suffering of our crew and the innocent of this town and Kartakan the whole will meet an end swiftly.
She raises her glass towards you. To that, we can agree upon. And she will drink to it.
Then I pray that you will aid us in this endeavor in any way that you can.
I will do what I can. Though I will openly state that it may not necessarily be what you want or hope for. But I will do what I can. When I can.
I understand. You know this city better than any of us here, or at least this part of it. You've been made aware, information, and I pray that when our paths cross again, and I feel that they will, to be in continued efforts to help the city instead of starving.
And I would hope that there will not come a day outside of perhaps a competition that our blades will meet.
He will raise a glass, let go of the smile, and drink.
Unless anybody has anything else they wish to say to her at this moment, she will stand up, nod with the tip of her hat to all 5 of you individually. Well, this certainly was quite the introduction to, what was it, the strays that sing?
Ophestia will stand up and also bow back to her. Yes, ma'am, that is correct. If we are to stay in contact, what is the best way to reach you?
Well, there are a few ways. But if you are wishing to find me directly, one of the best things that you can do... Better question. What is your familiarity with... You mentioned you're not from Squall. What is your familiarity with Skald?
Really only what I've seen so far.
Understood. Well, naturally speaking, if you wish to get a hold of me, the best thing you can do is actually, believe it or not, send me a message over at the Meistersinger Keep. There should be as terrible as it sounds, there is in fact a way in which you can send me um, a direct, there's like a direct way for you to send me essentially mail or a letter, and I will respond as promptly as possible. Should you, of course, assign a meeting time and a meeting place, I will do my best to respond and oblige accordingly. But that is the best way to best place to find me, and the best way to contact me. Um, in order to guarantee that I read and or see whatever it is you wish me to read and or see.
Well, then it shall be done as soon as we have more information. Thank you for your generosity and your attention to the matter. Apologies for taking you away from your companions.
I appreciate the apology, but I find this to have been a rather necessary conversation. So, I will leave the five of you to your rest and your reprieve. As your companion mentioned, you were all in need of rest. And I wish you many a luck and Melilla on your side with whatever it is that you face next. With that, she will make her way back over to her seat, leaving the five of you together at your table.
Razvan will kind of finish his glass for a moment and look towards the rest of the group. Apologies, I did not quite realize that this first line of attack was going to be so fruitful.
Lena sits there stoic for a good 15 seconds after Minuet walks away, and then quietly goes, I can't believe I just got to talk to Minuet Jenkins.
Ophistiel sits back down. Well, you know how the saying goes, you catch more flies with honey, right? I think that having Minuet Jenkins as an ally to us will be most beneficial.
I still question the wisdom of the Meister Singer system. As important as stories are, music that helps bind people together. What good is it what good is a honeyed word when you are starving? What shelter can a song provide you from the rain?
Oh, I believe every word of that to be true, but clearly she either didn't know what was happening or chose to avoid it, but now she can't help but stare directly at what's going on right now. We'll just have
Fortunately,
to see what she does with it.
did. Fortunately, at least for my make of her, I think it is more the former. I did not know. Clem, forgive me if this is an over-assumption, and please do correct me if I'm wrong, but it would seem the people of this part of Skald, they live a very different life than those who live on, well, the rest of Skald and beyond.
There is a reason most of my work brings me to Lower Skald, and it is for exactly that reason. It is not uncommon, nor is it unusual for the people of Upper Skald and those who live more affluent lives to be out of touch with the difficulties and struggles of the layman. You are correct in that.
Then let us pray that it is merely ignorance on the behalf of the Meister Singer. She did not see the threat come to her town. But as you said, Cap, she is aware now.
From my listening to her, I, as much as I would not like to admit this, fear as though she is, in fact, being forthright and honest with us. Nothing that she said would prove a lie.
If I'm being honest, from what little I heard, it sounds like she's providing the exact service to the power that she can. She's just being forced to rely on different things. Most likely the guild.
Upper Skull seems to want her to keep things calm, not correct situation. We, on the other hand, will not settle for such a farce. I thank you all for having my back on this.
Well, thank you for leading the charge. But I think this will be fruitful for everyone down the line.
Looking towards the gold. I still have business and suspicions, not at the very least questions for Harkin Lukas, but we'll not be here until the evening. What do we say we stay here for the night rather than going back to the ship?
My only concern with that is Sasha. Clem, did they tell you how long they were going to be gone for?
I gave them what blessing I could to allow them to go around the city as they would. That being said, they did not give us an indication of when. Though that was intentional from what I could understand, it was not clear if they knew. Although if we wish to get in contact with them, I did leave Omen with them, just in case.
I don't think we should stay the night, but I think we can stay long enough until Harkin would show up. I would also just say it's probably a bad idea to leave Juji alone on the ship for an entire night.
Well, and now with the Meistersinger's blessing, we can pass through the gates without any complications, right? So we can
Well,
stay until nightfall.
very well. I may wish to stay here for the evening if it is not a problem.
I have no problem with that.
Clem seems a bit distracted, and this was actually a little intentional being quiet, as Clem has been like fiddling with the water, and I've been running a couple alchemical / herbalism tests on the water to see if it's pure, if it's clean.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an herbalism check.
You got it. 14. Let it ride.
The water is comma. But those are definitely meekleberries
Mm-hmm.
that are sitting in the water.
If I let them sit in the water and then test it after a little bit, do I get the same effect?
Yep.
I will pluck one of the meekleberries out of the water and just kind of flick it down the table towards Hephaestion.
He'll see it and grab it and look at you very confused.
This was in my water. I'm sure you recognize it from our previous journeys. The fact that it is in the water does concern me slightly. Hello!
Sorry to interrupt. I won't be too long, but I have 5 5 plates of lamb stuffed beets.
That sounds divine.
And
Delicacy.
sure enough, the 5 of you are handed plates of it is full, like the beet, but it has like lamb. It has some rice in it. It has some squash in it, and it is clearly heavily seasoned. It smells and it tastes absolutely divine. Well, I don't want to interrupt you any further. It clearly sounds like you have a lot of things to talk about. But hey, again, you know where to find me if by any chance you would like to have a chat or if you need something. And with a wave and a sway of the hips, again, she will saunter her way out the door and head towards a different part of the inn. Clem, you were saying?
I'm kind of waiting a little bit. Merely wished to express my concern and see if anyone else shared it. I cannot help but feel a bit unnerved. We have seen these berries wherever we've seen the cult's activity, and I feel as though it can only be a coincidence so often.
As I had mentioned with Minuet, I believe that the docks, as well as the strange supply chains to the city, coincide with the cult's movements. They have created a problem and offered a solution. Their services of bringing a very popular berry towards the town would give them an easy in. But that is just my hypothesis for now.
It does seem like they're trying to get in with local businesses. We saw it at the split board, didn't we?
Nods.
This isn't the only place that's receiving food from them, and this latest shipment happened to be poisoned. Did I overhear that correctly? Or tainted with the mold?
Looking towards Branson.
Branson points to you because he gave you one of the ones to bring back.
Isn't
You'll
the vegetable sitting on the table?
Yeah, but just confirming with Branson because he got more details with it.
Got it.
And Razvan will toss the vegetable into the center of the table.
Though Branson would also, while stuffing his face, Branson would also gesture at Ophestiel to like roll the berry over to him for a quick second.
Oh, he does.
Branson will hold it up while still stuffing his face, and he'll say, "I'd meant to use this to try to track down the cult, but this may give us further insight." As you all feel the like telltale sign of Branson like charging the air with his magic as detect poison and disease. What's inside the berry?
The berry specifically?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna get a lot of pings here, so I figured I'd just.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got 30
I mean,
feet.
Yeah, we've got 2 things of alcohol on the table, so that's I'm really going to ping. So
Sure.
he's focusing on the berry.
So here's the thing that's reassuring. The food does not detect poison or disease. Obviously, this would, it feels self-explanatory, but I feel it's worth mentioning. The meekleberry also does not detect poison or disease.
Okay.
You are also surrounded by lots and lots of wood and dirt.
Anything
meaning
else?
that your spell seems to be
Okay.
largely
Ah.
contained into this area.
Well, let's go. I don't think the Miko Berry, at least any that are making it into the city, have any of the rot within them. This one's clean. Though, I'm pretty sure that the cult is just disposing of bodies and harvesting the Miko Berry, if only for the fact that they grow fat off corpses. And it's a good way to get rid of all of the ones they abduct. As he just rolls the berry back to Ophestiel.
He'll take it and pick it up again. Well, from what we've seen, it was growing everywhere where they were conducting research. These must just grow really well in different environments here. I mean, if they're black mold free, I can't imagine that these are nefarious themselves, but at some point that could change. If your theory is correct that they are trying to infiltrate local businesses, maybe more sneakily.
I've got several cases of vegetables in the back that I had to clear out that kind of proves that.
Well, that and clean food seems to be becoming more of a commodity around here now that they've escalated.
Oh. Bransel says it as he's now just like... He's been trying to parse what was spoken while he wasn't here, and just processing all the information. He smacks himself in the forehead. Oh, the cook told me when the next shipment is arriving if we just want to tail any of the black cloaks, or just abduct them.
When would that be?
Tomorrow, around noon, back of the bar.
Do you think we should?
I would say so. Though the trick is that...
Oh, sorry. He was just looking more specifically at Lena.
I think that could be worth the time. Who knows? Maybe it'll lead us to another operating cell.
When will we balance that with Dargocht Keep? I fear as though we must pursue both.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Well, seeing as the shipment has a time frame, we should probably do that first, but that doesn't mean we have to leave.
In all honesty, it'd be smarter just to follow them there and see if we couldn't scout out any defenses they might have. Like I said, I could probably find within a certain amount of brick and stone where they are based off of if there's poison present. But places like this, and I'll just like look up, he'll like gesture over and then just kind of beat his heel on the floor. Places like this have far too much, in between spaces. It interferes with the magic, but the place where they're going to suffuse enough rot will probably glow magically.
Right, so as long as we figure out where exactly it is, then we can always come back. And perhaps more idealistically under the cover of night.
Well, we will follow your lead and your example, Captain. You have not led us astray thus far.
Alright, then how's this sound? Razvan, you'd like to stay the night here, is that correct?
At least late into the evening.
We'll stay here. We'll find Sasha. At least make sure they get back to our ship. Tomorrow we'll come back. We'll find the cult. We'll we'll trail them to wherever their new hideout is, and then we'll go to Dargok Keep.
I think that sounds like a good plan.
I do appreciate this action and this swiftness, Captain. And for all of you to accommodate my whims, I suppose.
And as the plans are finalized amongst you, agreement fully settling in, as while the plan may be vague, there is a plan. The five of you begin to wind down, enjoying your meal. And with the clanking of forks and the slurping of drinks, I think this is where we're going to call tonight's session.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Good session, y'all.
Yeah, good session. Thank you, Saris.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing.
Yo,
The intrigue builds.
I'm just gonna say it. This session went way different than I thought it was going to, but I ain't complaining.
Isn't that how it always goes?
Word.
To be fair, you did say, like, you put two paths in front of us, and you didn't expect us to go left.
Well, I didn't say that I didn't expect you to go one way. I just said I was implying that you got a different outcome because you went left instead of right.
Fair.
I guess left really was lucky.
Oh my god. Is this the second time? Wait, hold on. Is this the second time of the campaign, or is this the third?
Third.
Third.
I'm sorry. I could never go right. I'm too leftist.
Oh. Understood.
Well,
Respect.
Saris, with that information, now you know how to lay out the
Yeah.
next.
How to roll this. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. How to railroad without railroading.
Yeah, I'll just make sure from now on that I put, like, whenever there's a fork in the road, I'll put left, right, and that's all I'm gonna put. There's not gonna be any hints. There's not gonna be any, like, oh, you should go here. It's just gonna be left, right.
Yep.
But then we could flip another coin.
And then still go left. Which is what you did the first time.
We have fun here.
We do. We have a lot of fun here. Shall we de-introduce ourselves?
Sure.
I'll start. Hello. You can find me all over the internet at TixDixel. I'm taking a break. You will see me in 2 weeks' time. Here. Same bat time. Same bat station. In the meantime, though, you should 100% support and follow and go watch the streams of all of the other people that are in this call. Every single one of them. Or else.
Yeah, Kaz,
And
when you
what-
streaming?
In like 4 years.
All right, mark your calendars.
Yeah.
2030, you know what to look out for.
You know what to look out for. With that, I'm gonna pass the talking skull to. We're gonna go in opposite order. Leah.
Hello, I am Leah. I am going to steal Zan's bit and say I shilled at the beginning. Sorry, Zan. But you can find me various places. Thank you all for having me today. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for running, Saris. Thank you for hosting, Vaughn. And to anyone who hears this, thank you for spending your time with us. We all get a limited amount of it on this plane, and it is appreciated that you spent some of it with us today. Rolling it back to, let's go with Zan since I stole your bit.
Leah, it is not my bit to steal. It is our bit to share. Hi, I'm Sam. Already showed earlier, but you can check my Blue Sky Instagram where I post everything I do when I do it. And mirroring the sentiment of Leah, no one's told you I love you today. Allow me to be the first. I love you very much, and thank you for spending your time with us. That is me, as I gently hand the skull over to Kaz.
Hello, I'm Kaz. I'm mostly in art fight trenches, so you can find me doing that stuff at Sarcastic Vision on Instagram and Blue Sky. I do cosplay stuff sometimes when I remember and or care to do it at Catastrophe Cos, also on Instagram and Blue Sky, and that is pretty much it. So I am going to hand our lovely skull over to the Scully man himself, Skeleton Alpha.
Oh, thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Skelly Alpha. You can find me on Twitch, Blue Sky, and YouTube under the same name. Just like Kaz, I'm in the art fight. I'm in the art fight mines. Most of my streams are going to be that for this month. Other than that, besides like obviously being here this weekend for both Those Who Wonder and Suits, and doing Paper Mario D&D on Tuesday. That's really all my content's going to be for this month. We'll get back into doing a lot of Minecraft and other stuff next month. So with that, I will pass it over to Vaughn.
Why, thanks. Hi, you've already found me here at twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn. You can find me on Blue Sky and YouTube at Burnout Vaughn, over on Patreon, Burnout's Bar. Like it's been said, Tuesday we've got some more Paper Mario and the Cosmic Caper. Come for our big art fight shenanigans that I guess we're also having there. It just hit me, huh? Serendipity. But then on Thursday, you can join me and the Trinket Witch as we get into some more murder mystery as the skeleton crew continues to investigate the Inaba murders while we play through Persona 4 Golden. And because we've got so much free time, we'll also be doing that on Saturday. So look forward to that double feature. And then on Sunday, like we said, we have Suits where we might have a villain, maybe two, that, just might show up. We've got a lot going on. We've got our hands full. But with that out of the way, I'm going to return the favor and raid over some friends of the channel from yesterday, except I've always spelled their name wrong because they have an incredibly long Twitch name. Excuse me 1 second. E-L. 1 second. Sorry. This is so bad for me. There we go. Well then, we're going to head on over to Explorers of Ursi Heimel, the D6 crew, and say hi to our good friend Blue. What should our raid message be?
Ooh, good question.
Neck and neck.
All right, that sounds perfect.
Neck and neck. True.
Yeah. All right, thank you all for coming out. We will see you again in 2 weeks' time. Thank you. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Fare thee well.